offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Now broadcasting from the Right to Offend Media Studios in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, art, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report Live with Sam Whitfield.
But giving offense is good. In fact, it's essential.
You know, Max has been dropping some fire beats these past couple of days. So I want to kind of start off the show with that. Just as
and a new theme song for Bits and Bones on Friday.
Indeed. So I just wanted to mention that. Also, the Ayatollah is gay.
He is gay.
Did you? I did not know this.
Oh, I've known this for years, Sam. I've been telling everybody the Ayatollah is so fucking gay. And everybody's like, nuh-uh, he's the guy in charge of Iran. And I'm like, yeah, exactly, that guy. He's super gay.
It's the leaders that have to not be gay that usually are.
True.
Yeah, also, Craig is here to say first. He says first, back to your regularly scheduled ship hosting. Welcome, Craig. Yeah.
To the topic of the music, I have been really enjoying Suno.
Yeah, it's
a pretty dope platform.
It's a good platform.
Yeah.
I'm not even on like version 5 or whatever, but I've just been having fun playing around with the 4.5.
It used to be a dream for a lot of people that like could never make music. But for somebody like me that has years worth of music I never did anything with, the coolest thing is with the version 5 or whatever, I'm able to upload my songs, my melodies, my hooks, my samples, and get them remastered nice and clean. And as you might be able to tell, some of the songs I've been putting out are just remasters of what I've been playing on Sandwich Makers for like 2 years.
Yeah, I have noticed that.
Yeah. It turns out if you feed it your own melodies, right, it gets more creative. That's kind of how it works. And I want to say the first AI I've gotten along with, Sam, is Music Brained. Go figure.
Go figure.
I am not surprised at all.
Yeah, I've been collabing with all kinds of musicians from Japan and Korea. It's crazy, man. Really, really cool with the hooks where you can find somebody. Hooks are like TikToks, basically. Before it was TikTok, it was called Musical.ly, and people would make musical-based videos.
Yep.
Suno is basically doing that now with Suno music. And so I'm looking through hooks, and I'm finding people playing amazing organ. Finding violin players. There's one chick that plays the violin, Sam. You'd love it.
Oh yeah, I've seen her.
And you can just like add their melodies into your shit. And I'm always writing, I've been in the lab with a pen and a pad, taking hooks and jabs, you know what I mean? And just kind of putting some of my raps to beats, remastering my beats, and coming up with some cool, funky tunes. Check out Jasper the Funky Ghost, by the way.
All great stuff.
Are you playing Chris's? You shouldn't go out there and play a pancreas. You're playing an organ.
Craig with the doctor jokes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
So yeah, the Ayatollah is gay.
Uh-huh.
I
I've been
think
saying
that
this
a
since
guy
the
who
90s.
gets dressed in a dress among a civilization of men who dress in dresses
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
spends all of his time in a sex-segregated society of men who wear dresses.
That's right.
Yeah,
Well, they don't
the-
want to look at chicks. That's why I knew he was gay.
I mean, if you thought that the gay hit among the clergy in the West, good God. I mean, look at their solution. If you're caught being gay over there, what do? They trans you.
Yeah, we
You get
actually,
surgically coerced into being gay afterwards.
So
Come on.
what you're saying is
Very
we should
gay.
get a trans Ayatollah soon?
I'm suggesting that there might have already been one.
I'll allow
I
it.
can't tell. He's got a big robe on.
well, he might not even be alive. We know for sure that the first gay Ayatollah is dead, but the other one might not be alive either.
All you have to do is ask their Bachi boys.
Eh,
That's a
true.
deep cut.
So yeah.
No, we're all evil for not being super against this, right? That's what the libertarian types keep telling me.
I
I'm a hypocrite, and
Just call them liberal now. They're not even libertarian anymore.
yeah, but I
joke.
like picking on them because libertarians are way more sensitive than liberals. Nobody gets
Would've
more
thought-
offended by being made fun of than libertarians, like legitimately.
That's unfortunate.
yeah, no, it is. Also, all the libertarians are like spurging out about Joe Kent.
What a loser who couldn't hack it, leaving the job instead of sitting there like a Bidenite or an Obama plant and fucking it up for everyone else. I
Yeah,
salute this man. Get the fuck out of the job if you can't do it. Thank God.
Axe.
yeah, pretty much. And I also love this
I mean,
narrative.
what do we want? Another Peter Strzok fucking it up from the inside? Like, he had the temerity to be honest and leave the job. What a fucking
Yeah.
boss. Good job, man.
Yeah, that's better
Pat
than
him on the back. Give him all the accolades. Make him feel like he did something just. That way, when he goes on to Candace Owens' show and makes a complete clown of himself, we can all just kind of sigh and say, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
well, you know that's coming. That's coming
Mm-hmm.
soon.
That shit's already announced, isn't it?
Yeah, well, also
He's already in some circuit.
Yeah, he's already in some circuit. I also saw though right before we went on air, Candace is going to be super disappointed because her magic bullet theory about Charlie Kirk turned out not to be true because
No
it
shit.
actually
Shocking.
because
Sorry.
it because it actually does turn out.
Hold
that
on. Are you saying there was not a guy that we're calling Palm Gun Ricky anymore? Or Palm Pistol Ricky or whatever they fucking called him?
Well, no.
No, that's what they were saying. It's not a magic bullet that they were saying. They're saying a guy had a palm pistol because he's like this. They got one frame of a picture and a guy going like that, and that's their whole theory.
Oh yeah. Palm Pistol Ricky doesn't exist. Also, turns out that hunting rifle bullets actually can fracture inside you. Which
Yes.
I mean,
Like anyone who has ever hunted before with 308 understands that it can do quite a bit of damage. I didn't understand why people were saying that it wouldn't to begin with. They're like as if it was like a 50 cal or something. It's like, it's like, I don't know. It's a lot of people that haven't handled the gun, I think. In a lot of cases, anyway.
Yeah, and surprising. Well, the only thing that is a little surprising is how many of these quote unquote gun experts fell for it too.
Yeah, I would see them saying you couldn't make like that kind of gun wouldn't do that much damage, and I'm like, they're made for shooting bears.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bear hunting gun, but the reason you're gonna carry a 308 as opposed to a 22 isn't to shoot fucking deer, bro.
Yeah, and it's
the 22 is enough to take down most deer. You
get
a 308 because you're looking for a big buck or a hog or something like that. They do a bit of fucking damage.
Yeah, well, how many people have we heard that die in hunting accidents, like, completely accidentally, too.
Yeah, so. Like Dick Cheney's friend.
oh yeah.
Total accident.
And no, we're never gonna let that go, even though Cheney's dead.
Dick Cheney's dead, but he still shot a guy in the face with a shotgun. Is he dead? Did he die? I thought he died. Am I just like Mandela affecting that I thought Dick Cheney was dead?
No, he's well, they're telling us he's dead, but who knows anymore? Because
that's right, they're telling us Netanyahu's alive, and I don't believe them. Sam, have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I have.
Yeah,
You not seen the picture of a man who has 5 fingers?
I mean, I'm not saying that the AI being put out proves that he's dead itself, but it's not a good look that they put AI out.
Look, come now. 5 fingers will, of course, look like AI to a civilization built off of inbreeding. You gotta wonder how much they think the West is photoshopped, because we all got 10 fingers. And no webbed necks or anything.
I legitimately think in the long term, Israel with Netanyahu out of the picture, let's say, might be better off, especially with Iran, let's say, greatly diminished as a threat. I think that actually bodes well for the future of the region, in my opinion. But no. I don't wish that Netanyahu's dead, but they're certainly making it look like he's dead.
I'm pretty sure he's not.
I'm
pretty sure if they're doing anything like that, it's to fuck with him.
Maybe.
Yeah, why would they care?
I don't know. That's the weird thing, right? Yeah.
Like, if I was Bibi, I would be fucking with the legacy holdovers of Ehud Barak, who caused half of this nonsense. That motherfucker
what would be funny?
Letting the Gaza go.
Hold on. Those videos, this would be the funniest. They're real videos, and they ran them through AI to make them look fake. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
You bring up a good point. It could just be DLSS 5.
Oh, man. You're gamers, guys. Have you seen the DLSS 5 stuff, Sam Mort?
All week, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Crazy.
The memes are great. The backlash on Jensen is fucking hilarious.
It is.
Just for my wife, the new version of the software that upscales games, DLSS, basically AIifies people in games' faces to make them more handsome.
You remember how GoldenEye N64, they tried to bump map people's real faces onto the shitty polygon faces? Yeah. It looks like that.
It looks like they're in big head mode.
Yeah.
It's really bad looking.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Turns them all into Funko Pops.
Trying to backtrack it is just terrible.
Yeah.
The Funko Popification of video games, guys. You ready for that?
You see, so what I say is,
big head mode for everything.
Whenever I see one of those from Jensen where it says he says gamers are just wrong about it, I say that's just his opinion with DLSS 5 turned on.
I love it.
Retard.
Well, I remember in some games, like big head mode used to be like a cheat that you could turn off.
Yeah,
That you-
now it's just using DLSS. Now you get big head mode.
Yeah.
It's like some shitty realified version of Banjo-Kazooie.
Hey, we could combine this all together. Could we DLSSify the Ayatollah?
Maybe.
I don't think anything's bringing that guy back.
Hmm.
You
No,
can
but
find
we
a little
could
bit
make
of him
him
over
look
there.
a little. We could
little bit
make him
over
look just
there.
ever so slightly less gay.
Or make him more gay.
I don't. If
That's
you're the
true.
Ayatollah and you suck penis, you could not be more gay.
I just love that people brought the Trump meme back of him making fun of the journalist, but it was him making fun of the Ayatollah
Oh, God,
instead.
yeah.
Which, by the way, people got super offended when I laughed at that back in the day. Oh, I'm the Ayatollah. I'm super gay. I can do limp cripple hands when I want to, but well, actually, I can't even do them that well. Mora could probably do them better than I could.
Nope.
No, we replaced him with robot hands years ago, Sam.
That's why I'm a guitar player.
Two crippled men who aren't crippled enough to fit in the stereotypes.
How you gonna be the crippled man and you ain't even crippled right?
Only the last third of me is crippled.
That's a good question.
You just tell him, look, I ain't crippled where it counts.
Facts.
That
All they would have to do is ask, and they would find that out.
yeah, well, that that's all that matters is that
They
you
just
know.
ask and he'll whip it right out.
Or they can help them my button, and they'll find out.
And
I am not better than this, Sam. I wrote 2 songs about having a big penis this week. So
bass.
You know,
Did you slap
frankly,
somebody with it?
between the size of it and where you put it, that's like 90% of music out there.
that's what I've been trying to tell my wife for years. Sometimes I'll be
Really?
listening to a song and she's jamming out, and I'll just say, "Hey, you know this is about sex, right?" And she's like,
No,
"Shut
it's
up!
not."
You ruined the song."
What do you think the song "Give Me All Your Lovin'" by ZZ Top meant?
I mean,
Yeah.
or tush.
Or
Right.
Tush? Or Sharp Dressed Man?
Or Lick It Up.
Or Lick It Up?
Or every song by
Legs.
Motley Crue.
I mean, you know that NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and every other 5-member boy band from back in the day was all about selling sex to like 14-year-olds, right?
Unfortunately.
I mean, in retrospect, it's fucking horrifying.
Absolutely.
But, you know, Korea's going through that right now. South
That's
Korea.
Hollywood for you.
That's what K-pop is. It's the same thing, just
Yep.
South Koreanized, I guess. What an export, huh? Glad we got that on our resume.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible
Although-
when people make like music that's obscene, huh? It's awful.
Well, although I say this after we exited the Korean War and North Korea never stopped it, South Korea responded with to create the DMZ by blasting K-pop across it. It's literally a fucking weapon of mass destruction.
So
And then I had the fans of it come up into my mentions all upset when I call it K-poop.
So what you're telling us is what you're telling us, Dr. Craig, is that K-pop is basically like is basically a sonic. It's a sonic
K-pop
weapon.
is a
Yes,
psyop, Dr. Craig.
it's what the fuck's it called?
It's a sonic
harp?
weapon.
No, not harp. Not HIMAR. What the fuck is it? The sonic the acoustic deterrent the police use. Oh shit! What the hell's it called?
I just like K-pop as a psyop. That's great. It rhymes and everything.
It really do be a psyop. Also,
LRADs. That's what they are. LRADs.
oh
So,
yeah,
K-pop is the original LRAD. God,
I
you know,
mean-
Google keeps trying to offer me their shitty Google search. Sorry, not the normal shitty one, the AI one. They want, they put the little AI overview up top anyway. I already have that. I don't need to go to AI mode unless I click it. Thank you.
Right.
I don't want to mix my Google and my Grok, even though they've already been formally mashed for years.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
don't
just
want to
give
get
me
any
the fucking basic.
You don't want to get any Google in your Grok. That's gross.
oh God.
Vaccine. That was about sex too.
What was that?
I'm,
That was sanctioned domestic violence.
How the fuck? That felt like something hard. Jeez,
You probably deserved it.
whip that fucking thing. Anyway, what was going on?
Vaccine. Dame chancleta. Oh man.
I mean,
Violence, sex, vulgar
Anyway,
language.
you were talking about using sexual abuse of minors as an LRAD. And anyway, speaking of the Ayatollah,
There you
looks
go.
like and speaking of gay people and cowardice, I'm just tossing that one in there out of nowhere. France has decided once again to prove that they're not the country we aligned with when we were founded. Now that you see most of the danger is gone, they said we'll send help, but not if missiles and drones are still a threat. I'm sorry, pal, but that's the name of the fucking game. That's why the ships are there in the first place, because they're a threat. Like, the whole point is to protect the shipping lane. If you can't do that, then you're just there for moral support, which you may as well just stay home. Holy shit.
I mean, modern warfare basically is basically drones at this point.
Well, yeah, sure.
Right.
But, like, we've got the naval might. We're clearing the channel on our own. I mean, England did the same fair weather friend bullshit where it's like, we're not going to come in to help until after everything's settled. Like, fuck you. All right, so the whole of NATO, except for, like, what, two countries, 2 member states? One member state already said yes. I can't remember which one it is, but it was from the Eastern Bloc, or Eastern side of the EU. And then there was one that was, like, considering it. And then Ireland decided to be all faggy about it.
That as is their way these days.
Well, you see, you're supposed to make haggis in the pot. You're not supposed to boil your ego and your testicles in there. Boiled testicles is a Rocky Mountain
This
thing.
motherfucker says Ireland and then makes a Scottish joke. Who this man?
Boiling shit for 17 and a half hours is Irish cuisine. Do not check me on that one.
Yeah,
Dennis
but
Leary
not haggis.
himself made that joke. I
Not
did
haggis.
make that joke. Yes, I said haggis.
We don't eat that shit.
I'm not going to call it tripe.
We don't eat that shit. We take the shitty cut
No,
of
you
beef.
speak it. You walked into that. Okay. Look, I say this as an Irish-English, colonially derived American myself on my dad's side. Supposedly of the Macallan clan, although they don't send me any fucking whiskey, those assholes. You think that would come with a voucher or something? Like a lifetime supply.
Yeah, you
Irish people
Single
already
mouse.
drink too much, man. If we had lifetime supplies, the world would just go. Have you ever read
Oh,
the comic
hey,
The Crossed?
come on. You're not accounting for how much shorter the life would be.
Yeah, but have you ever read the comic The Crossed? It would be something like that. If you haven't, check it out. It's the worst zombies you'll ever see.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not zombies. They're just
You're
crazy.
just drunk Irishmen.
They're just evil, yeah. People turn evil because of a disease. It's kind of an awesome series.
So
yeah.
kind of like all the movies that transitioned from the zombies to the infected back in the day.
No, they're the exact opposite of the infected. They're smart, they build societies, and they really, really like to violate people.
So they're dark elves.
So they're trannies?
I'll tell you this. I've seen a lot of different zombie lore. There is nothing like The Crossed. It's Garth Ennis. It's probably his best comic.
Yeah, no, I started to read that and I was like,
it's rough.
Yeah, that's why I said I started to read it, and I'm like, oh.
That's why you're not going to see a movie about The Crossed.
Yeah.
You started to read it and you went, I need an adult?
Well, like, a major thing about The Crossed is that they infect people with bodily fluids, and so one of their yeah.
So basically they just all have AIDS.
Yeah. Well, AIDS that makes you a psycho killer.
So they all have AIDS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They got an upside down cross on their face.
Not AIDS. So they all have monkeypox. And AIDS.
Pretty much. Also, the boys comic book is like, it makes the TV show look like a Marvel movie by comparison.
That is unique.
No. But speaking of superheroes, Max, you've been more up on the Afro-Man stuff than I've been. I know that you wanted to bring that up.
Yeah,
so.
Big fan, long time. Knew about this case since it started. So what happened was Afro-Man, you might know him for his hit song "Because I Got High," was raided by police at his home on an anonymous drug tip, they say. And they broke into his house. They allegedly stole some of his money. Yada yada yada. They treated him really badly. And
was the anonymous tip that it said Afro-Man in the Yellow Pages?
Yeah. It's so silly, but he made a song called Lemon Pound Cake. We've actually discussed this. And the song was about when one of the cops was in the kitchen, he was looking longingly at the lemon pound cake that his wife Afro-Man's wife had made. And so he made his song, Lemon Pound Cake. And it's just about how the cop is a big fat loser.
Of all the things to make a song about in what happened that night, that's pretty fucking wholesome. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's the way he is.
Like that stood out to him so profoundly.
I was telling somebody on Twitter before the show, Afro-Man is like the Black Frank Zappa. A lot of people don't know this. In that, he's a talented musician and producer that could not get noticed until he made goofy, stupid garbage. That's why Because I Got High exists. He was like...
It kind of reminds me of... well, this is more of a personal context. Little John. Like, I didn't give a flying fuck about who the hell that was until someone started showing me some of his, like, the music videos and explaining some of the jokes. And I was like, oh, so read a book. All right. He's good.
Yeah, it's, well, Afro-Man, again, it's like Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa only got famous by making songs about how Catholic girls are easy and things, and why does it hurt when I pee. But he was making really good jazz music and like classical music for years. And nobody gave a shit. Afro-Man similar story. He'd been making great music by himself, but he never took off until he made a stupid comedy album, and it blew him up into the stratosphere. And actually, I personally think Because I Got High is not the best song on that record by a mile.
Usually
I
isn't.
wouldn't imagine so.
So anyway, he makes the song, and then the Adams County Sheriff's Department sued him for defamation. And today in court, it all played out with the cop crying while they played the fucking song, and Afro Man absolutely destroying the plaintiff's attorney. And in the end, he won the case completely, and that's what happened.
Did you see that deposition when he's sitting there and there's like they're trying to get him to just say that, like, because the premise of defamation is you have to lie, and you have to intend to lie, and you have to intend it to do harm, and it has to do harm. Like, it's a pretty basic test. Did you lie about this? Did it cause harm? If so, did you mean to do it? Because then the things are worse for you. And the fact is, he couldn't get him to fuck. He's just like, basically, he wouldn't say that he lied, because then he'd be lying on the stand. And like, they know that he would be lying. And then fucking cop's wife goes up there and blows up the whole case. Now, I saw like a 5-minute summary of this from some lawyerling who was just flabbergasted that this was a thing. They were just like, if were I in their shoes, holy shit.
Well,
the one thing they have to do is say that he lied, and he did so maliciously. Not that your feelings are hurt, not that, like, you look bad, but that he lied to do it. That's the whole point, and you couldn't say it.
Their strategy from the beginning was to focus on damages, which is a very poor strategy, and that's why they lost.
Oh,
yes, that comes afterwards.
Yeah, that comes afterwards. Even in Ohio, by the way.
You have to prove is they lied. And the cop couldn't say it because he knew he'd get dinged from lying on the stand. And the cop's wife was just like, yeah, we were laughing about it.
Well, a lot of the internet
from behind.
A lot of internet people seem to think that, like, hurt feelings is the same thing as defamation, and
well, that's because they're fucking stupid.
Well,
and I hope that is not true, because that they smarten up and they realize that I was making fun of them because they're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different from, say, an intentionally made up smear that somebody would just flat out make up to ruin your life. Now that's defamation.
I heard about those. They're going around recently, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People should be more careful about that kind of thing.
Well.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, Afro Man did not commit defamation against the Adams County Sheriffs, according to a jury of his peers.
Yeah.
I think as a guy that makes like vulgar music myself, I was very invested in this case, and I'm glad at the result.
I'm glad it's the result. I just wish I had known it beforehand, so I could have followed it.
Well, that's the thing. Usually when this stuff gets brought before the legal system, usually it sorts itself out.
Who would be really funny to see talk about this is Legal Mindset versus what's his name, Barnes, the guy who kind of just like went off the deep end.
Robert Barnes.
Remember the whole Recchietta covering Rittenhouse case, and they had the whole the crack team of YouTube lawyers that were all raking in cash hand over fist. And Barnes was in there, Mr. Free Speech, and I liked that about him. But man, that guy, some screw went loose with him.
Many such cases these days.
Well,
Legal Mindset was in the crowd too, and his feet are still firmly planted on terra firma, thank God.
Well, I mean, Barnes did hang out with Alex Jones a lot, and after a while, I think you
Shit
know,
hit the fan.
I think the gay frog juice or whatever, starts to, waft over. Also,
It was huffing insect killer.
well, who knows what Alex Jones gets up to?
I mean,
So
he
I
should consider he should consider going out and finding himself a couple of Oxime uh, antidotes. Then, if he's been pulling in some of that shit,
yeah.
those insecticides are no joke, man. Those organic phosphates.
Well, I know that Alex Jones was flipping out, and I don't know what was
Well, they
authentic.
were turning the frickin' frogs gay, you know. Big amphibians of that nature being hermaphroditic species.
Well, yeah.
They respond with their very much permeable skins. That's, by the way, largely how they drink is through reverse perspiration. Basically, they soak water up through their belly skin. They don't really open their mouth and take gulps. So in goes the insecticide, which mimics the hormone, which tells them the temperature has changed and they should switch sex. And what do you know? The males start humping each other because they smell on the other male the female sex hormone, even if they haven't changed their organs. Kind of brutal.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Sick of this crap.
I mean, the alternative being not having enough food for humans. There's an argument to be made that fad that was going around a few years ago where people would collect up frog spawn and hatch all of them like in their bathtub or in a plastic tub and then return them to the wild instead of letting there's a huge attrition rate on frog spawn. Frog babies are fucked from before birth. Half of them are dead before they even hatch. They took that food source from the wild and then returned with a massive surplus of fully grown predators. Fully grown frogs. That was a fad. They busted people for that in England. They arrested like 5 people for it.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we used to like grab a couple frogs and make little frog ponds in our backyard out of a sandbox or something. But what happened is adults found us doing this and they explained what you're saying, that this will fuck up the ecosystem. Right? And even as little kids, we were like, oh, that makes sense because the frogs eat. Yeah, it's something you learn when you're a little fucking kid, but I did see that it was a TikTok trend for a while.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that Alex was freaking out about though the other day is he's bought into this whole thing that like we're somehow losing the Iran war, which it's not a war. It's just an operation, and B, like,
oh, it's a police action, right? I'm fine calling it a war. I dislike the dishonest language.
Yeah, well, fair, but like,
if our boys are engaged in combat, I consider that war.
Facts.
Fair enough. My
and
point is,
and boys and girls, men and women.
My point though is like I don't know what Alec is smoking because we're winning. Like,
well, hold on. Let's tally it up, Sam. How many places in Iran have been hit?
A
lot.
A lot.
Okay. How many places in America have been hit back?
0.
Sounds like we're winning. Now, there's other countries that can't say 0, but ours can't.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah. So people's math isn't mathing, basically.
Could you argue that other countries are losing the war a little bit, but could you argue that we're losing the war? Not at this juncture. We're not even engaged in a war technically because we've got no boots on the ground and nobody like within the fucking airspace except pilots. Which is why they're saying it's not a war, it's an operation or a police action or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, they can't even shoot our drones down.
Well, it seems like some of the people who are saying that we're losing it's almost like they want us to lose.
Yes, perennial losers exist. They love to lose. They love to say that America sucks. Whatever it's doing. And they switch sides all the time.
Yes.
Very fickle, these people.
And gay.
Usually. It's a symptom. It is a symptom of being gay. Not the only symptom. Not even the primary symptom. The primary symptom is that you got that lispy voice. But it's a symptom.
Well, and you also tend to like curl your finger in and and do this instead
Throw
of
a shitty punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old Nicky F punch.
Oh, we're talking about the guy who's got the best girl hook shot with a McFat-ass soda.
Yeah, I saw something on Twitter this week where it's like Nick Fuentes has finally gone over to the left, and I'm like,
finally,
yeah,
it's like he's been on the left for years.
When the hell is this? When did this change happen? The guy may as well be Episcopal at this point, as far as I understand the politics among Catholics and Christians.
Yeah.
Aren't they the hippy-dippy ones?
Well, yeah.
They're kind of like Reformed Jews, as I understand it, right? Okay.
Pretty much.
Yep. Where they come in different flavors, and which flavor they are matters a lot. Yes, they are exactly like that.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. My PE teacher when I was in middle school and high school, he was an Episcopal, and but the funny thing about him was like, and he wasn't shy about that fact, but like he threw God in kind of like where it was appropriate, which at the time my understanding of Episcopal was kind of like they're a little more flamboyant and evangelical about their beliefs. And it's just like, what a relief to have a guy who's sane. Great guy. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, the Anal Fisters Club is making a comeback, is it?
Apparently for lefties. I saw something else fun with these kind of weird fringe internet people today, Sam. I saw that the Channel 5 guy interviewed Clavicular, and Clavicular like crybabied out. He quit.
But he also fucking wrecked him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is this guy? I was actually just talking about this in another Discord, and he's like. So the looks maxers are kind of like the pretty ones from Universe 25, Calhoun's rat experiment. Basically, the useless rats who spend all day grooming themselves. I mean, these are people who beat themselves in the face with a hammer, so they're really not that smart. But this interviewing the journoid, the urinalist who tried to interview this guy in his own home, like they went to his home to interview him. So like he doesn't need these people; they came to him. He doesn't want to talk politics. He doesn't want to do political shit. And this waste of a flesh suit tried to push him into a political discussion, and he wouldn't have it. So good. I mean, so for that, props to him, man. Good job.
Sure, but then he absolutely got destroyed on the topic he did want to talk about, which was look maxing, and the guy's
right.
like, oh, do you look in the mirror every morning and you're satisfied with the result? And I love Bro's answer. He's like, yep. And then he's like, oh, I don't want to talk to you anymore. It's like, dude, not all of us are like you. Yes, I'm happy when I look in the fucking mirror. Does that bother you? It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
To take a step back, this really is nitpicking on two retards fighting, which I think we all enjoyed.
Yeah.
Retards fighting is glorious.
You're giving them both their point. I would call it a draw.
But again, though, he stopped the interview and the guy had to scurry out of someone else's house to go home.
Yeah. Like I gave him the point for the good line, but then it was awkward as fuck as he had to get up and start gathering his shit. But hey, it's the perfect response when one of these Looksmaxers that, because he's trying to get you on board by like essentially saying that you have this desire that I also have to look at myself and vision it a better way than it already is. And it's like, not everybody does.
Most people don't have that kind of bodily dysphoria.
Yeah.
There's a mild version of that, which is I should probably get my ass to the gym, which is true for most Americans. The majority of Americans should get their ass to the gym and put the fork down.
Well, sure. And
but that's it.
Fresh.
You don't, as I was saying to someone else, blah, 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 someone talking about, or discussion on this, someone said, like, they're all going to end up, fuck was it? Sorry. They're all going to end up looking like Bruce Campbell from Escape from L.A. We already had a metrosexual area. And my response to this was true. But metros did it to blend in gay bars, like male feminists blend in at gay bars. Yeah. Metros still had a chance to pair bond and procreate, whereas male feminists can only procreate via rape. And Looksmaxers only attempt to copulate with mirrors while high on experimental, exotic lizard protein injections.
All I know is these motherfuckers be talking about fashion and shit, and I'm like, what? I'm the height of fashion. I got a black hoodie.
And if you didn't catch the
How do you not look fresh in a black hoodie, Sam? You got a black hoodie. Everybody got a black hoodie. Tell me that ain't the pinnacle of fashion when everybody got one.
Wherever the fuck my black hoodie is, it has a big fucking C on it for cloak, which was Markiplier's brand, which may as well be clothing brand clothing.
Well, I'm Batman.
So if you didn't catch the subtle jab there at the LA crowd, the exotic lizard protein injection, that would be GLP-1 agonists. So your Ozempics and Mounjaros and so on. That's from the Gila monster.
Yeah.
Whereas, these people in LA are stacking ridiculous. Like, so you know how you remember like the CBs and so on back in the day, Max, the designer drugs.
Yep.
How all that shit was all the rage for a while.
And then the feds passed a law that they could make any research
chemical the Drug Analogs Act, right? That also includes most of the home chemicals you have as precursors, which is just hilarious. Because not only are you a terrorist for having explosive precursors, you're also now a terrorist for having drug precursors inside your laundry room. But in LA, there was some guy who did some TikTok short that ended up on X, so I ended up seeing it there. As fuck TikTok. The people are doing stacks of basically designer drug protein blends. So they took GLP-1 as a launching point to, hey, that whole designer drug industry we used to have, we can have it all again. You know, everything is air quotes for research purposes and use at your own risk.
You know what's funny about
people are fucking themselves up with all that shit.
Is the famous enemy of mine, Christopher Cantwell. The gay
Nazi.
The crying gay Nazi of Charlottesville.
Right.
Is the original Looksmaxer. And I'm going to tell you why. He got all in on taking research chemicals, telling his audience to do that, lifting weights, and became obsessed with his appearance leading up to and after Charlottesville. That's all the stuff that Clavicular is saying. The first time I heard most of it, including take steroids, all of that stuff was.
Are you telling me Are you telling me this gentleman gussied himself up before he went to prison,
And then
knowing he'd be the power
came out
bottom?
of prison and then announced to the world that he was super gay and wrote a
I
gay
wonder
fan
why.
fiction, which Sam and my wife read on a stream, and it was terrible.
I
I'm still scarred from that.
Holy shit!
you're scarred, Morpheus. How do you think Maxine and I feel?
Yeah,
Thank God I didn't get asked to read it.
it is the most
is,
graphic gay literature you've ever fucking obvious. Unless you're into gay literature, maybe there's stuff they make that's more graphic, but it is the most graphic thing I've ever heard. I almost threw up on the stream.
This sounds almost like the opposite of when our GGP group, the Green Grapefruits podcast, we had what's her name, that porn actress who's now up on child endangerment and child porn charges. She came onto our stream and narrated Depression Quest for us and sang Happy Birthday to our friend in our group. It was his birthday. We were doing a Depression Quest stream, and she shows up just out of nowhere. It's just like, yeah, I'll help. I'll read that. And it's like, holy shit. It's like, will you sing Happy Birthday to him? And she sings Happy Birthday. It's like, made his day. All right. Then later on, it turned out that, the whole child endangerment and child porn thing. It's like, well, I guess I'm not entirely angry that stream disappeared into the ether then. I was, for the longest time, I was pissed because that was such a great stream narrating Depression Quest, and she did goofy voices for it too.
The thing with Cantwell,
that was her name, Mercedes.
Yeah, Mercedes Carrera.
Yeah,
I was not on any streams with Cantwell, though I had called into his show before Charlottesville. But also, he hated me before Charlottesville, and he attacked my wife, and he doxed me and all that stuff. So that's why he's a permanent enemy. He's not worried about me these days because he knows I'm just going to make fun of him, and he has bigger problems than that because he's still facing charges in 2 states, including felonies. So,
man, if you wanted to stack your day against yourself, if you wanted to put life on hard mode for a while, be a gay Nazi and do dumb shit.
Oh, and check out my banger I put out on Suno. Hold on. This is important. My banger, my absolute banger of a song, guys. It's called Cantwell is Gay and Has AIDS. It's on Spotify right now. It'll get caught in your head, though.
Probably.
Cantwell has AIDS. Oh. I wrote it from the heart.
Sure.
He doesn't actually have AIDS, but he said he was taking PrEP and that he fully expected to get AIDS. So
he's a bug chaser on top of being a gay guy. He's just bug chasing Nazi.
If you want to see the gayest stream ever, watch my last stream about him. I'm dead serious. Yeah, and there's even videos of him saying, yes, this is all true.
The shit hating Jews and blacks will do to him, man.
Well, you don't understand is he had to tell everybody he was gay. Let me explain. He had to tell us all that he was gay because he had found a secret child trafficking Epstein-style conspiracy on Grindr, where all the gay men on Grindr are engaged in a child trafficking conspiracy. And so he had to tell us that he was gay because they knew that he was on Grindr, and he even said that I knew. And I'm just like, bro, if I knew Cantwell was gay, I'd scream it to the world. That's why I wrote a song about it. F-slur. But, yeah, I didn't know he was gay, but he thinks everybody, like Weave and all these weird alt-right people, knew he was gay because they're part of some Grindr conspiracy with the CEO. And that's why he keeps getting arrested. It's not because he had a car full of drugs. What happened is the Jews from Grindr put the drugs in his car. And since they all knew that he was gay, they were blackmailing him by not saying anything and not ever asking for anything. This is what he said. Sam, am I wrong?
You're not wrong at all. That also reminds me of that Carrie Prugine chick, the Miss America contestant who was disqualified because she did porn. Her excuse was it wasn't that she did porn, it was that the Jewish producer leaked that she did porn, and so therefore she was disqualified. So basically, yeah, if she did a female Cantwell.
Can't ever take
Oh, there are many
accountability.
such cases. However, I just wanted to bring it back to the whole point of bringing Cantwell up is that I believe that he should get credit for inventing looks maxing. I do, genuinely. He was talking about using steroids, meth specifically, which is another thing that the looks maxers prescribe, and research chemicals, and going to the gym and being obsessed with your appearance and talking about ways of which you could approach girls. Like, that was his whole bit before he became the crying Nazi, and even after. And so because of that, I want to declare now that if Chris Cantwell invented looks maxing, then it is definitively, objectively, and provably gay.
I mean, you really can't argue with that.
Because he's the gayest guy that's ever been gay. I keep saying that, but it's true. I don't think any gay guy I know of has ever wrote a book about how he shared a fucking sex toy with another man. But he did.
I mean, that's not really something that's not really something that, like, you would advertise if you weren't gay.
Right. And so, yeah, if the original looks and also all the things looks maxers do are the same things gay guys do. Have you heard of this? Have you seen this, Sam?
I mean, yeah. From what little I have seen, it sure does seem like it.
Yeah. So looks maxing is gay, confirmed here live on the Whitfield Report. You're welcome. What you got to do instead is, like I've been saying, you gotta speak some game. You gotta not be a little bitch, and maybe make some jokes. If you're not funny, I guess you're disqualified from that, but that's usually what works. Oh, he's back.
Well,
Ladies, you can hit up Sam. He spits game. It's tough to stop him sometimes.
Right?
Yeah, I do spit gay. And occasionally I look like a serial killer, according to Morpheus.
Tonight you do.
But that's also unfair because we don't know what Morpheus looks like, so how do we know that he's not a serial killer?
Well,
all right. So
I plead the
speaking
fifth,
of
sir.
gay people and looks maxing and so forth. I mean,
same thing.
Elijah Schaefer. Somebody should be asking him about Cantwell.
Yeah, that's come up actually. A lot of people have asked that.
And
I don't know, but they definitely had a relationship. I guess I'm not saying relationship like they were putting it in each other's butt, but they had a working relationship at one point publicly. Yes,
but they may have been sharing a toy, right? So, and the reason why you wouldn't have read that anywhere is because you weren't looking in children's libraries.
Oof. Sam got rumbled.
At schools. Well, damn, there goes that joke.
No, it landed.
Humbled Sam.
That landed. Yeah. But on again, the subject of spit in game, I gave some advice on this show like a month ago that is now my hit song on Suno. It's called Is We Fucking a What? Check it out. A lot of girls like that
That's
track
hilarious.
for some reason.
We spoke about that song last time, I think.
No, that was the one featuring you, which was called Bitch Show Me That Pussy. This is Yo Bitch Is We Fucking a What? Two different songs.
Oh, okay.
Both come from this show, though.
Right. Both are fantastic.
How many albums have you made now, Max? Just based off of this.
I have like 4 albums in the works, but that's not fair because a lot of it is stuff I'd already done, and I'm just remastering, remixing, and putting vocals on it. So I have one
You
complete
make it
album.
sound like there's no effort inside the rap industry, which I would originally have said you're absolutely correct about, because it's just putting vocals on someone else's music and occasionally shuffling it around a little bit.
Yeah, but it's hard because of timing. Yeah. That's the biggest trick in doing it. And I will say, like,
you
the
gotta have
AI,
rhythm, sure, but that's what this music's for.
the AI is really adept at remixing my beats and getting rid of like awful background noise.
Guilty.
Awful background noise. What?
Yeah, you know. Well, actually, legitimately, there's a couple of
I don't have
songs.
any chips.
I will say the AI does the same thing that the DLSS thing does sometimes, because I purposely make songs that are disharmonic sometimes and purposely have like distortion and things, and it will clean them, and I get mad.
I bet it doesn't do great with polyrhythms either.
It wants everything to sound pretty, and I understand that most music does.
Sometimes you want grunge though.
Yeah, so trying to teach it to be a little grittier, to use different sounds
You
has
just
been
got me thinking of Robert De Niro and singing I Feel Pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Actually, it's given me
Analyze That was pretty fucking funny.
it's given me a different take on AI, I think, than most people have, and I don't know if you will hear it here first, because Sam, you don't even know what I'm going to say. I think the AI slop is going to lead to a human art renaissance within 10 years.
Oh, I don't.
That'd be cool to see.
That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me at all. You're already seeing like Gen Z like really getting into physical media because of all the because of all the digital shit.
Well, I don't just mean in that way.
No. I know, but
I
that's
mean
what
in
I'm
both
saying.
ways. So AI, this is what I mean. AI can make a good song for anybody in a second, right? So like making a good song is not that big of a skill, but a power user can make a great song, add what they're taking to it. It has a whole studio mode that you don't have to use AI at all in Suno, just for the record. You can make everything yourself. And most of what I make is I made myself. But regardless, if you combine people who are skilled at making music and skilled at navigating the AI, those people are going to rise to the top naturally. And so you're going to have like pinnacle art that comes out of AI. Simultaneously, what you're talking about, I think, is going to happen too. People are going to search for authentic human art, and there's going to be essentially a cottage industry built up around music, art, and things. Yeah,
Allow me to. Well, there's a variety of vulgar ways I could say it. Allow me to slightly temper your optimism for no good reason.
No.
I
mean, you can say what you gotta say, but it's not going to temper my fucking optimism.
There's already a meta here, multiple layers of it too. Prompt engineering, or as the funny woman herself on X said, a slop riggers. That has already been taken over by AIs who are better at making prompts for other AIs. In fact, there is multiple layers of that deep that you go.
Yeah, Suno does that really well, actually, because if you type in styles and then you fucking have it fix your thing, you'll get a better result. But I don't.
What I'm saying is that
I don't have it make my instrumentation, so I don't use that feature. But it is there where the AI will already clean up your prompts to make it better for the AI.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that the idea that there's going to be some renaissance wherein these tools are used by people of some sufficient skill to create art that reflects the skill needed to input a prompt of some sort, you'll be woefully disappointed in that these people will just be whoever is autistic enough to hyper-focus on just getting that particular form of art to pass through whatever corpo filter is
Yes,
in there to
I'm not
prevent
saying
them.
there won't be slop, though.
What I'm saying is that it is going to be slop, not that it will be a cream on top of it.
I disagree. I think it's already there. I think on Suno, I'm being hooked up with all these really talented artists who play actual instruments, and I'm making better songs because if I put in a prompt or I take some guy playing on the piano, remix his track, and really go in and do it, you will see a huge fucking difference.
Now, allow me to go ahead and be the last Thursdayism asshole, because let's be fair, all untestable hypotheses are made by just assholes. Are you certain that these are actual people that are playing instruments that are real?
Yes.
Yeah, have you seen any of them in person?
Yes. No, not in person. They're just putting in fucking 4K videos of them playing instruments.
Right. Uh-huh. We have 4K videos.
Yeah, they're all fake, Craig. They're all fake.
We have 4K videos of
Some of
cats
them are well-known
playing
musicians, but that's, they're fake too.
We have 4K videos of cats playing instruments on porches and women chastising them. And
you go look through Suno Hook, and you'll see that you're wrong.
What's up, guys?
Oh, not much, Phil. And by the way, your audio sounds great, actually.
Thanks. I'm
sure some of them are fake, by the way, but
I'm just being a dick.
Famous, well-known musicians are faking on Suno playing 30 seconds of a song is a retarded claim to make. You know that, right?
That's why I made it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was being a last Thursday evening pedant.
Well, now he's just kvetching.
No, I get it. People think that AI is just only going to be slop forever, and that's probably what people would think.
They're seeing the free results of it, is what they're seeing.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a mix of everything.
The bottom tier.
It's going to be a mix of everything.
Chinese ones.
You're going to have your great inventions, and then you're going to have your mountains of porn and all that other destructive shit. It's going to be all of it. Like, you just embrace it all.
That is one of those industries that is rife for disruption on this one. The oldest profession is about to be totally blown out of the fucking water. You're going to see the price of pussy online go from $5 or a cheeseburger to 5 cents. Which is really disturbing and dystopian.
I said fuckable robots is going to be the end of humanity. Like,
I mean, we're talking about in the digital arena too. Like,
yeah, look, hey, but that's
AI girlfriends is already like one-shotted a portion of the population.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Just wait until
OnlyFans is going to go away because of it. They're going to say they're going to try and advertise real flesh, and they're not.
AI. Oh, it's going to be bad.
There's already successful, titty streamers on Twitch and so on that are just dudes with a fucking AI overlay.
Yeah, people are all
VTubers effectively.
People are already paying effectively, from what I've heard.
Of course they are. They're fucking
hold on, the AI girlfriends is beyond that because there's no person involved at all. Things like Replica, which is a paid service that has a whole little game involved.
Dude,
there are definitely
level up your girlfriend. That when I saw that, I was like, there are 12-year-olds who are salivating, and we are fucked.
Hold on, this is the creepy part. It keeps a memory of your conversations, and you have access to that. You can actually delete stuff from its memory. All that shit. It's wild.
Whereas with a real life girlfriend, they will remember that shit for 7 years and use it against you.
Forever.
You see, you're supposed to be a man and hone your skills at dodging shit.
So there you go.
Having a real flesh and blood girlfriend who will throw it back at you 7 years later when you least expect it.
AI will forget about it when you tell it to. Ladies, you're going to need to let some shit go.
Or be caring when you don't have a man who dodges immediately. If it does hit them right in the face and they don't know what the fuck to do about it, you've got to be ready to go ahead and get the steak out of the fridge, put it on their black eye, say, hey, man, look, when I said I remembered that conversation, it mortally wounded my passion for you in bed, and I didn't mean to say your dick was that small. You got to go ahead and bring it back down a notch. You got to start to form a real relationship again. What are they bringing to the table?
And people think I'm the Archie Bunkie.
I'm just saying, that's the funny thing is you got to start asking what people are bringing to the table in a relationship. You'd think they would just be a real human, but it turns out that all you have to do for guys is be nice and give them some peace of mind at home, and that's too much to ask for some people.
Yeah, well,
to them, that's fine. They always have the one aisle in the store, kitty litter, cat food, meals for one, wine in boxes, and so on.
Well, we've been saying that for years. All that men want is quiet, basically.
Well, it's not even quiet. It's your home is supposed to be a place where you go back to feel good after doing an entire day of shit you don't want to do.
Home is supposed to be your peace.
Right. And that doesn't mean it has to be perfectly kept and everything in its place and so on. It doesn't even mean you have to have a meal hot and on the table when you walk in the door. It just means it needs to not be more or worse than the work you did all fucking day.
Facts.
You show up at home and it's a war zone because you pissed off the wrong person last night and they sleep next to you.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Tweet that was going around the last couple of days of a gentleman sleeping in his car for an hour after getting home from work because he didn't want to deal with his nagging ass wife.
That's terrible. That means that he needs to get better at communicating.
Right.
And she needs to be less of a bitch, probably, but he needs to be better at communicating. That's the other thing. You can't just wait for something to blow up and then make it their fault. That's
right.
Pussy behavior.
My strategy
gotta fix both.
I'm constantly fucking with my wife, and eventually she smacks me one, and then we laugh.
Because it's funny.
Yeah.
And it's usually on the show on Wednesday nights.
You see, we teach dogs this when they're little by letting them bite your hand.
People,
because there's a point where they bite a little too hard and you punish them for it. But that's when they learn how to bite to say no and have boundaries. If your dog doesn't know how to have boundaries, and I'm not saying this is directly analogous to a wife because they're not dogs. Dogs you can train.
Also, you don't ride dogs.
I'm dodging chancletas from 3,000 miles away right now. Just
yep.
Yeah, but you don't ride dogs.
Yeah, this is in Iran. We're not riding any animals here.
No. Iran they don't ride dogs there. They just allow black men to ride them. That would be the story of Al-Zut. If you haven't read that hadith, Al-Zut is one to read.
Hold on. Sam's got his book out, and he hasn't promoted all day, and I'm going to have... Shmuley's going to yell at me for that?
Show the book.
What I was going to say is, if you want something that was made using AI as a tool but isn't slop, you should pick up American Inferno, book number 5 in the Shadows of Deception saga, dedicated to Charlie Kirk. Apparently Candace Owens' fans are mad at me for writing this, so cool.
But why would they be upset? They can't read.
Exactly. Well, they're also upset because the audiobook hasn't come out yet, but it will be out.
I mean, I could see why the men who follow her would be angry, because reading that book does scientifically, as we have established, there has been studies on this, makes your penis bigger. So,
well, yeah. Hold on. That was for Night of the... To be fair, the data we had was on Night of the Vigilante. We do not have data yet.
So we still have test studies that we're doing on this, though.
Well,
yes. Our team of offenseologists,
sure.
The offenseologists are hard at work analyzing the effects of American Inferno right now, and they're very positive in early testing.
Well, I do know
penis size increase is probably going to be a guarantee once the data gets in.
I do know that this book is endorsed by Craig's Engineering colleague, Steve, over on the Fake Untitled podcast.
Ah, okay.
Who seem, although I know that Steve thinks himself better than Craig, so he would probably cringe if I called him Craig's colleague, but he is. So, and Steve's just gonna have to deal with that. So,
Well,
but,
hot shit, if I type in American Inferno on Amazon, look what pops up first.
I would imagine it's my book. So
Yeah, that's better than the alternatives.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm in the process of writing book 6 already because man, there's a lot of stuff that has like gone on between when I started writing this and now. So, but anyway,
Oh man, you're breaking my balls at this price, sir.
What it costs? Like for
what-
physical media.
what $15?
I'm fucking with you.
Hey, the blow smoking hookers isn't going to pay for itself. All right, you
Yeah,
gotta pony
man.
up the cash.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's the honest answer as to why that is because most people pick up the ebook anyway, and the physical
Yeah.
print costs more.
yeah.
Oh, physical print is better.
Of course, yeah. Everybody, I don't know. We're probably the buyers of the most physical prints of them. To be honest, I would imagine.
Well, actually, my physical copies usually outdo usually like outsell the digital.
I mean, I do
copy.
recommend this book out to people, or not this book, this book series out to people.
Yeah, which I really appreciate. That's
sure.
the other thing though. Is like people are always like your books are $15, and it's like, well, yeah, but like I make like $7 because Amazon takes like their share for printing and
And
I mean,
they're also generally set at the lowest prices he's allowed. Just
Right.
Now, I'll be fair on this one. The book that you could find on Amazon right now that, well, actually, don't even have me directly listed as an author, but the book you could find on Amazon that has me in it was from the ACS series. And when I bought my first copy of it, I got a second one that was like $50. My first copy was like $185.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, but it's an academic book, so they just fucking add zeros to a normal book price. Fucking wild.
yeah,
Fucking insanity.
Yeah,
yeah,
I wouldn't pay that much
supply
for
and
it ever
demand
again.
kind of deal.
yeah. Academic
The
books.
demand is forced in a lot of cases.
Yes,
yeah.
it is. Well, so this is the research symposium series by ACS. So it's not even like a textbook for a class. It's just
Yeah.
expensive because like 100 people are gonna buy it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and or 1,000 people are gonna buy it. It's not even gonna be like, you know, a textbook where you're guaranteed income for it.
Well, hey, at least you're not. At least
And I don't get paid for it either. So you get paid for this, which is great.
you haven't published anything from McGraw Hill, have you, Craig?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Okay, so I can
Gratefully
so I can make the joke that at least you're not guilty of being associated with Epstein Island.
Right. Right. No, it was funny when I was in undergrad. Towards the end, since I was doing research with one of the professors in the department who teaches undergrads, like they gave me a book catalog, and they said basically like, you know, see what you think of these books, because basically what they're going to do, because the one guy was an Indian professor, immigrant, long time ago. So like he's been here most of his life, but you know, family in India and so on. And his buddy, who was technically my actual direct report, Dr. Lou Johns. Hope he's still alive. He's kind of old at the time, but he he gave me this thing. He said, see which ones you're thinking of. His thing to help students out is he would go back to India with his colleague, great friends that they are. They could find the textbooks for like $15 a pop. Full English variety too, not like some shit translation from an Indian dialect. It was legitimately the English copies. Find them for like $15 a pop. Bring them back. They could bring them back to the U.S. and to cover the cost of the transport, sell them basically at cost for like $85, versus like the $350 they were charging in the library. So he's asking me like to undercut the fucking the student union library. It's just like, holy shit. Well, yeah. I'm not going to cover the 7 different ways this is illegal, but I'm fucking there for you, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And he had a couple of copies for me to look through. It was just like, what am I supposed to look for? I was like, well, see the quality of the problems. They don't tell you this shit. You think those homework problems at the end of the chapters are fucking annoying going through school. If you want to teach the class, if you want to see if the book is worth a damn, you've got to do them yourself. And then you got to compare the solution manual at the end, too. Just say, like, hey, does the solution manual actually match up with any of this shit? It's like, god damn, I didn't think this was going to be that much of a pain in the ass. Turns out this is why they don't choose different textbooks so often. It's like a semester of homework in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine that trying to sort through those things is a pain. But anyway, Phil, I imagine you have a lot to say on Iran and whatnot.
Yeah, it is kind of confusing to me. Obviously Iran, they need in a perfect world they'd be taken down, but like the quagmire is what we're witnessing right now with the Strait of Hormuz, and that's like why nobody had fucked around with it until Trump. But like obviously people are hoping that this doesn't end up being another Iraq or Afghanistan or whatever, and I don't think it will be, but I mean,
I would add to that we agree with you on that it's a different situation. I mean,
it's one. Yeah, I mean the people that are saying that, oh, this is going to be another. I'm giving Trump the benefit of the doubt. One, he's earned it, and two, like it's like every step that he has taken compared to Afghanistan and Iraq has been completely different, and not. I don't think that it's going to be that.
I don't think we're going to see any mission accomplished banners anytime soon.
Well, I don't think it's just going to be it'll be just like Trump normally does. It'll just be he'll do it. They'll do the job and he'll get the fuck out. I mean, whenever he decides that the job is done, he's getting the fuck out. It's not going to be we're gonna have stations there. There's some people are nervous about like if there's going to be like a base set up at the Strait of Hormuz to like kind of, which wouldn't be a terror. Like, I don't know how terrible of an idea that would be. Like if you had a base and then you just started charging tariffs on the Strait of Hormuz, like that'd be kind of entertaining, especially with the courts striking down a lot of the tariffs that like Trump tried to pass. Like that would be kind of funny, but
I mean, realistically, as I do, we have bases close by to where setting up a base isn't necessarily going to be a top priority at this point.
Well,
No,
they,
but it would.
Seems
But I'm
because
saying
you're focused on air.
a base, if the base would be at the straight, like we just say,
Yeah.
oh, and I know that probably piss off Iran. Well, we don't give a fuck.
I'm not
about
saying it's
Iran
out
at
of the
this
realm of
stage of the game, but,
possibility.
like,
I think certainly when the conflict dies down, people are going to start talking about that immediately.
I think they're already talking about it.
yeah.
I think
I mean, people, like regular people on the street. Now I'm not seeing that brought up a lot, but what I am seeing is people are worried about boots on the ground. But I don't think that's the case. Like I said, I'm going to give Trump the benefit of a doubt because he's not put boots on the ground yet. He's taken boots off the ground in Afghanistan.
and it's not. And when you're sending like Delta Force and Special Forces, that's not added, like that's not really adding any significant costs because you're spending that money on those troops. They're out in those missions anyway, and that cost is just that's just a sunk cost. Like
when people say boots on the ground, that's not usually what they're referring to.
No,
Right.
they're referring to like normal Joe Blow troops, you know, which I don't think
normal troops and boots on the ground. People were
Yeah,
making
I would just say
a
that
whole
with-
mountain out of a molehill earlier about the Marine Expeditionary Force that had been sent out there, about 3,000 troops across like 5 boats. That's for quick excursions if there's a need. Like if, say, a plane went down and we needed to send in our boys to get the pilots back out.
Yeah.
It's
we don't have
not
another
meant for
Black
golden
Hawk
ground.
no.
Yeah, this is not. These 3,000 troops is not going to take your country. We would send in like 300,000 troops if we wanted to do that shit.
Although the way Tucker Carlson was talking out the other day, you would have thought that those 3,000 troops are basically like the entirety of
Good
America.
old fucker Carlson. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm keeping my prayers for all the troops because we are in an active combat situation, and I don't want any of our men and women to be harmed in it.
Well, they could have been French and waited until the missiles and drones weren't a threat.
Yeah,
like, but like this is incredible. Like, honestly, like the last 2 weeks has reminded me that we are the best military in world civilization history. Like,
Yeah.
there is not to do this against Iran, right? Which we thought that Iran was like a power player in the world. Like, not obviously they're not like the mega, like when you think mega powers, like, Russia and China, but
Or Hulk Hogan
but people thought,
but they are definitely the mid card.
right. But to dash them with almost the insane ease, like it just looked casual, like just everything gone. Like your Navy's gone, your Air Force is gone.
See, normally they're mid carder, but we make them look like a jobber.
By the way, the biggest losers out of all of this is Russia. Like Russia are the biggest losers because you look at Venezuela and then you look at Iran. Both of them had what was supposed to be Russian air defense. That did,
I would argue that point.
Like,
that was Chinese tech, not Russian.
Well, no, there was Russian.
Brokered by Russians.
Well, they had S3 and S400s in both countries. It was a mix between whatever they could have, like whatever China.
I would say the biggest loser in all of this right now is China because Russia might be selling them oil.
And
I think Russia gets pretty good wins out of this, especially if they can.
They'll win from an energy standpoint, but from a from a
tech standpoint, they've always sucked.
From a defense tech standpoint, like people were talking so much shit about how awesome Russia's military tech was, and we went through that like a hot knife through butter. Like it was a joke.
Gets way better. So you know what's going on in Cuba, right?
Yeah.
Where China has 4 spy stations that run on Russian tech, and
Yeah.
all of them are right now suffering rolling blackouts because
Gone.
Trump decided to sell their private sector oil and starve them via embargo, effectively an embargo, by telling every other country, if you send them oil, we're going to tariff the fuck out of you. So we undercut the government of the entire country, Cuba. Not that it was, that massive to begin with, but like we undercut them by selling to the private sector for cheap and telling every other country that wanted to send them oil, if you send oil, not only are we going to take the oil you try to send them, we're going to tariff the ever-loving fuck out of you. And we've been stealing, we've been taking the oil from the Russian ghost ships that they've been trying to send in. They try to stealth some oil and we just take it.
The other big effect that's having in Cuba, by the way, is it's putting mad pressure on the regime from regular people who can't get electricity and oil no more at all, basically.
We're about to buy Cuba. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be for like the price of a sandwich.
The problem in lies.
Have them make us a sandwich.
The problem that in lies with Cuba,
it'll be a Cuban sandwich.
And in Iran too, is like in a perfect world, you'd want the people to rise up and do their thing, but like
that's happening in Iran.
These people have been defanged for like decades. Like you can't have a gun, you can't have it. Like and
they still have
I was saying that I think that they're going to have a revolution. Just that the pressure is there. Average people are more sweating it.
Yeah,
that
but
has an effect.
These are
we're going to buy
people
them
that don't give a shit. Like they don't.
We're going to buy them for the price of a sandwich and immunity for the Castro family.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to be. We're gonna buy them out for the price of their heads.
Well, from what I've heard though, just kind of conversations, all of the people who would have tried to rise up against like Castro
are here in Florida.
Yeah, they're here. They're here specifically.
They made it the 90 miles to the Tortugas, man. They got here.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's wild shit. Like they all came over. Elian Gonzalez and all of that shit happened so far back now. That fat bitch Janet Reno. That's all here now. The people that are there. That's the thing is a lot of the collectivos, the Cuban mercenaries in Venezuela, they haven't been able to make it back. So the Castro family doesn't really have all of the firepower on the island. They were so secure in knowing that they had Russian and Chinese assets on the island and that going direct to those directly from, say, Guantanamo wasn't really an option for us. The fact is right now, we could just walk our entire military through the island and be done with it if we felt like it. And Russia and China couldn't do shit about it.
Is the Castro family even like still around though? I mean, I know that like.
Well, Raul's what, like 92?
No one. I want to say this. I looked into this because we mentioned is Raul even alive last week. He is alive. They're saying. And
he's alive.
But nobody has seen him in public in 2 years.
Because he's in a fucking bed.
Yeah, he's in I would imagine he is alive, but he's sick as shit.
He's probably almost in hospice at this point.
Yeah.
But he's 92. He's in a bed.
But as far as
he
they
gets up
say,
to shit if he can.
As far as they say, he is still the supreme leader. And he still makes the decisions. That's what they say.
And his decision should be, America, 51st state.
Well,
I think it might be if it was anybody except Raul Castro, to be honest with you.
Right. Well, I think his extended family, I think, is more reasonable than he is, and they're willing. I think they're willing to cut a deal here. Like, we're not asking for much. It's simple. Give us access to these four installations.
I've been waiting so long for the Castro brothers to die because I think that with them will die Cuban communism.
So, like, that's the thing is they've opened up their private they've opened up a private sector.
Yes.
In communist Cuba. That's no longer communism. It's done. Like their stock Chinese market for what it was.
China said that we liberalized markets in specific cities and it worked for us. So it's still kind of communism, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah.
China sold them on that.
So Cuba's private stock market, for what it was worth, doubled in value overnight when we started selling them oil and cut off the government from oil.
Yeah.
When they capitulated and they admitted and said that it is fine because they couldn't do shit about it, that the private sector has a private market now. That is the knees going out. Like it's on life support, as you said, probably with Raul.
And to be fair, because I think China's a different beast now. Cuba is the last Cold War state left standing now, with Iran on its knees.
I was going to say, I would argue Iran's the last one.
But
Cuba,
are
I
they
think, is
standing?
further
They're
along.
definitely not on the
Well,
ground.
that's the thing. So what I was saying when they were rising up is, what the fuck's the name of the group? It's like Bija or whatever the fuck it is, the Bellish, or whatever the hell that force is, a police force. They are dropping their weapons and running the fuck away right now from people. They are getting shot at in the street by the people of Iran who are fucking done with them, and they are being run out of towns. So the shit's hitting the fan there. Hopefully it's not going to be like the shit hits the fan copy pasta, because that's horror fest territory. But I mean, we're right there next to the place to send in support, and Pahlavi said as soon as they have a fucking foothold, as soon as they have a beachhead, he's gonna be there, kind of leading the charge. Which bullshit, as we all know. He's gonna be there with a personal escort, and he's gonna be saying stuff from behind 100 people deep at least. But he's willing to be in country to see through, for lack of better words here, all the communists are going to wet themselves. The revolution. Right. Some people are slipping off their seats.
What?
He said he's willing to be there as soon as they get a beachhead, which, power to him. I mean, if he's going to be the dictator that takes over afterwards, he's fairly liked by the West, and he said he's willing to actually put his ass in country, unlike, say, France to the Strait of Hormuz.
I'm surprised that Castro hasn't called Trudeau back to Cuba. That would be because like that's the logical line of succession, right? I mean,
Yeah, they're pissed that Trudeau left. Like, what the hell?
well, I was referencing the fact that Trudeau is supposedly Fidel's kid.
No, I know. No, I was saying, yeah, come back to Cuba, all right, whatever. Come on, you're part of the bloodline. Let's do this.
Yeah. Totally. Well, I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was though. Like I saw something on Twitter that like supposedly all of the Cubans who are still in Cuba are the ones who we would not want.
Like, that's not. So they're a very top-heavy population as far as their population goes. The
Yeah.
population is not great, because all the young ones have run away. And there's not enough resources to raise families anymore. So like they're what's the median age? They're like 50. That's terrible. I mean, that's almost as bad as the viewership of CNN and Fox News. So
Yeah.
so like these as far as worrying about 10 million people, actually it's less than that now. It's like 9.1 and lowering. A lot of the youth that were still there left to Venezuela to join the motorcycle gangs, because that was like the opportunity for them. Not to diminish the fact that most of them went there on the promise that they get to be complete and utter pricks, rape, pillage, and kill. But Okay, so you wasn't muted. Sorry, but they went down that road, and now they're out of the country. They either got murked by the people or by us when we went in and took ourselves an El Presidente. So,
Which by the way is still awesome that we did that.
by the way, he is apparently singing his bleeding heart out in his steel cage. He is apparently telling us everything and anything that we want to know, which
Yeah.
I applaud wholeheartedly. Thank you, Maduro, for being such a vocal proponent for American prosperity.
Hell yeah.
I think that is going to do wonders for him, and that at some point he will be allowed out of prison. And God willing, he will go and spread the gospel to other communist countries. And then when he realizes his mistake, run his ass right back here.
Well, I also love the fact that Fetterman is being super based right now, and was
Love it.
basically like,
No,
and was like,
I get he wants the middle ground, but I think that proof of citizenship is not a lot to ask.
Agreed.
no,
But he has agreed to the ID thing, which I like. I do like that. I'm not gonna give up the whole for the bad.
well,
But
and
I want him to budge. I want him to come toward the side of sanity on citizens being the only ones allowed to vote in elections.
yeah,
Because if
As it
they're
could be.
handing out CDL licenses, driver's licenses, which would be those IDs he's talking about, to fucking foreigners, especially when they're illegal aliens, let alone the legal resident aliens who are looking for a real job, which more power to those people. But when they're handing out an ID, a driver's license, especially if it's a CDL, and it doesn't say on it that they are not a citizen, and it has on it the Real ID star, that is a compromise of every other state's Real ID integrity. And that's
Yep.
why they're raising the alarms cynically that like 5 states are the only ones that are going to be able to use Real ID as the proof of citizenship at registration. I'm glad he's on board with presenting ID to vote. I think that's critical. That's huge. And I think that we could, if we wanted to ram through stuff in good time, which I think is a reasonable idea, and it would still cut down on the majority of potential fraud, just having the everyone must present ID to vote thing, I think that could be a separate bill.
well,
Fuck it. Just if that's what he's going to harp on, do that and then chisel him down on the rest of it for another bill.
well, as I've said before, like you need an ID for everything else. Like I couldn't.
That's not an excuse. I want it to be the excuse. I'm very sympathetic to that, but that's not an excuse. It can't be. We're
Right.
talking about a constitutional mechanism for deriving the power that we put forth into the government. It can't be that because I have to use my fucking ID card to open a bank account that I need one to vote. That can't be the reason. Those have to reverse in order.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that should be the reason, but that
It could be a de facto one. Okay, I get it, but like it
Yeah.
should be. It has to be the other way around. We have to reverse the order of those two in precedence. It should
Right.
be I use my ID to vote. Therefore, if a bank asks me for an ID or I have to present ID to get a drink at a bar, like shit like that should follow afterwards.
well,
Because that's an expansion of the crowd of people that it covers. Because if you're a
Yep.
foreigner and you come here, they're still going to ask you for ID at the bar.
Yeah,
You're not
they
going to get
still-
asked as
they
a
still
foreigner
ask
ID to
for
vote.
ID at the welfare office.
Like you don't get asked ID to vote, and you're allowed to if you're a foreigner, but you do get asked for ID, and you're allowed to if you're asking for a drink. Like that is a wider category of people. We cannot confuse those two in a way that's going to fuck up the conversation about voting itself. It's just it does not help us. I wish it did. It doesn't help us.
yeah. I just get always irritated with though. Well, it's difficult for minorities to get ID, and I'm always like,
Blow it out your ass is my answer to that.
The only people think
Tell that to the minorities you're going to play them loud.
All my
Go fuck
homies
off.
have IDs.
right.
Fucking right.
All the homies have IDs.
Dude,
Here's
how
the
we
thing.
not like how we gonna go out to a bar and not have IDs? How we gonna buy booze? Where are we gonna get 40? How you gonna, dude?
Well, I'll tell you how. The people that I would consider a reasonable edge case, the ones who are in an old person's home who aren't going to be the ones going to a bar, they're not going to be opening up a bank account. The ones who are, say, you're a married black woman who hasn't seen a fucking internet console, and you're just existing to exist in an old people area, and you've got rich children paying for your ass. They come by every once in a while, show you pictures of their snot-nosed little weasels running around their ankles, and you're loving life like that, but now you've got to vote between prick A and prick B. And how do you do it? With a pencil or pen and paper. And you got to wait for the fucking social worker to come around so you to fill out this shit and hand it back to them and hope that they get their asses to the ballot booth and drop it off in the right fucking box. That kind of person, I think the same social worker should show up and help them get a fucking ID.
Agreed.
This shit's so fucking boring. It's stale. A shit argument.
I've long made the case that they should not cost money.
I agree. I think that I think a voting ID should be separate from your driver's license and regular ID. I think that we should make them free, and you should be able to get one per month. Let the libertarian asshole who feels like stressing the system get one every goddamn month, collect the whole set, and then if he gets caught voting in two different places because some asshole stole it, well, then that's his problem.
Yeah.
But like, if you lose it, you get a new ID number, you get a new card, and if someone gets caught with the old number, even if it's you, you're liable.
Agreed.
It's so simple. We are so technologically advanced as a society. We already do this shit with passports and regular IDs. I agree. Make it free. It is so cheap and so critical to the infrastructure of our society as a whole. We should just fucking do it.
And we can.
And we can. That's the other thing. We can, and we should.
Yeah.
And we have the means, and we have the political will as a society. We just have to get overcome. We just have to get past the fuckwits hanging out in Congress.
Now I understand just the separate voting ID thing, but I think that an ID separate from a driver's license, but a state issued ID that for somebody that doesn't have a driver's license or whatever should
Those
be
exist, by the way.
Free.
Yeah, they're like $12, by the way.
Yo, lucky you.
Yes, Florida.
Yeah, they're closer to 50 here.
Well, you know what you should do? Get yourself a DeSantis.
Yeah, in Massachusetts would be pretty
Get
rough.
yourself a DeSantis, and we'll ship you some alligators. You can threaten people by walking into the fucking gas stations looking for a Monster Energy drink at 3 a.m.
Or
Max,
we could always, like Florida likes taking refugees. I could always write a letter and say that you and Morpheus are both like escaping.
You guys aren't gonna vote for the fucking bullshit. Come on down.
Yeah,
we got room for people like you. You're just gonna have to deal with a hurricane every once in a while. That's all.
Okay.
Oh, like we just had 5 feet of snow. I walked 60 miles in that snow.
You know what? We will not have any of that snow down here. If you get snow down here, it's like a half an inch.
I can deal with
in the whole state.
I'm supposed to move somewhere warm, or else I'm gonna die sooner. But like,
we got warmth.
Easier said than done.
We got warmth, and that warmth will kill you. So you can get the best of both worlds.
Well, my grandfather had this awesome place on Key Largo, so I've always liked living down there, especially down on the Keys.
Largo's fun. Marathon is probably more your style. West, stay away from.
No, I'm a Fort Lauderdale bro.
Yeah, my grandma lived in Fort Lauderdale. She was a Cooper City woman for a while.
Well,
She
it's 'cause if you
ages
take
ago was
Route
doing like
1 down the
contracting.
Keys, it's the last
Yeah.
major city on the mainland.
We used to take the 6-hour drive down to see her and her dogs, and my grandpa's fucking parrot.
Also,
That's something
mad.
they don't tell you they live for 70 years, do they?
A lot of massholes go and live down in Fort Lauderdale because the
I believe it.
Bruins, the Red Sox spring training camp is there.
Yeah.
So literally, retired massholes move so they can still watch the Red Sox.
Retired, everyone moves there.
Yes, but the proportion of people who are from Massachusetts is a lot higher than you might think in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, it's to be fair.
That's where they
the
go. They
proportion-
all want to go there when they get old.
To be fair, the proportion of New Englanders in general is higher down there.
Yeah, well, it's cold up here, Craig.
Cold as balls.
5 feet of snow. I've never seen 5 feet of snow here in my life until today. And that's true because the last time we got even close, and we got more this time, was in 78. The biggest blizzard we've ever had.
Hot shit. You know,
Fucking nuts. We didn't have enough plows. We didn't have enough plows in Roxall. Imagine that. Massachusetts that gets hit every year with multiple blizzards.
you know, Max.
Pants
If
down.
you know, Max, if you got 2 forms of ID, I hear that you could drive to New York and they will pay you $30 to shovel the snow yourself.
I'm forbid. I had a heart attack, and that is a high risk activity. So I can't shovel snow.
Yeah, it fucking sucked.
Sounds like you don't have 2 forms of ID, sir. We're gonna have to send ice.
I used to shovel like a motherfucker before my heart attack. I was the only one that shoveled, but most people who like the number one activity engaged in when somebody has a fatal heart attack is shoveling snow.
Well,
That is the thing. That is the thing that will kill a healthy person if they have a slight problem with their heart, because it's the mix of the high level of activity as well as the cold, right? It's a double whammy. If you got anything going on with your heart, that's when it's gonna fucking happen.
Listen, you don't need to sell me. I think we need to start a GoFundMe.
you know what, Sam? I want to see you shoveling snow.
I just want to point out,
go out there with this mechanized shit and blow it all out of the way.
His on-screen
It's difficult, but not impossible.
His on-screen sneeze a moment ago is one of the funniest fucking sneezes I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
Gesundheit, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm like ignore that total blooper reel, Mo.
No, it was good because your glasses came forward and shit. It was a great comedy bit. You gotta watch that back.
We will not ignore it, sir. That's going to become a short.
Well, no, my headphones went flying too. It was great. So, but no,
It will become a short.
But no, I mean, Max and Morpheus are both like prime Florida candidates. I've long
Speaking of Florida,
I've long argued that like all cripples should be mandated to move to Florida at some point.
Speaking of crippled people in Florida,
Just keep me away from the land.
I got something that was sent to me, and it brings up a wider point with the young Republicans over there at UF, my alma mater. Apparently, the GOP group at UF is fighting deactivation after some of its members were linked to alleged anti-Semitic behavior. There's actually a wider problem with that. There's
Could I ask
a guy.
What specifically?
I haven't clicked on it yet. It's just the sub headline that I saw. It's the University of Florida's College Republicans chapter sues over this. The wider issue is this guy Kai Schwemmer or whatever, who's been kind of set to be the head of the national organization for Republicans on campus. He's a fucking groiper. He is a Fuentes nose up the ass, full on groiper. He is an anal fister sister.
Of course.
And he's trying to deny it. He sent Nick Fuentes, as was commanded of his acolytes at the time, a fucking happy birthday. He was part of the happy birthday video the groipers put together for him. This guy is not distant from Nick Fuentes. And like I appreciate that maybe he realizes that he fucked up in his past. Maybe he should admit that that's the case instead of alienating the 99% of people outside of their group, that have a dick longer than 2 inches, etc., etc. Foist upon them your anti-male insults as he must. These dipshits really do need to get the comeuppance here because they are not welcome. And you can see that in the polling. People talk about this whole the Candace scenario, which is a wider issue than just Fuentes and his group. The Candace followers are.
No, we got to treat them like they got leprosy. Yeah, I've been saying this for years.
But if you look at the polling, even the Candace crowd makes up less than the 4% of people that are not that are on in their orbit. The rest of people on the right don't want to deal with them. They don't like them. The 96% of people do not like them, and that is shrinking.
I know that you guys saw the meme that I reposted yesterday, where it was like, who radical? Where it's Candace Owens, and she's like, who radicalized you in defense of Jews? And it's like, well, you did.
That's the thing is, I've been seeing a lot of that, and within deep into the conversations that follow below various tweets or posts, not even just that specifically, but I'll see people say I mentioned one thing slightly positive or neutral of Israel, and my replies turn into a fucking swamp of this bullshit. And it's I get that. I fully fucking understand that because that's any day on X basically at this point. But people are just surprised by it because they didn't realize that kind of vitriol and stupidity was out there. They don't realize is a lot of those people don't live in the fucking USA. Those region blocks cannot happen fast enough because you cut off West Asian and you're going to get rid of all of it basically overnight. Now, I wish it would down to the country level because, frankly, doing it by country, there's only a handful you need to get rid of, and you'll cut a lot of that shit off.
It's funny. Back in years and years and years ago, me and Carethas were running a forum, and we had a problem with spam, right? And so what did we do?
The IP address you cut off.
We range banned Russia, and
right?
The spam went away, and then a couple months later. We got spam again, and it was okay, this time it's clearly coming from China. We range banned all of fucking China. And then a third one comes up, and it was all coming from India a couple months later. But once we hashed that in, we never got one spam bot post again. Never. Not one.
It's wild, isn't it? Here's the thing. Original Twitter ran on regions. It had to. It did not have the scale to be able to cover the globe all at once. So the as they call it internally, at least at the time, as they call it the fire hose, air quotes, of the raw feed from Twitter, that was not possible until circa 2010, 2012. And only after that, around 2014, did they basically remove regions, and they still ranked by region so that your personalized feed was personalized. And you could still pick which region you cared about. But it was no longer by necessity. And then, 2018, 2020, that era, when they just kind of took the brakes off of it because they realized their investor reports were coming through. And they were able to see, yeah, dumbasses, we know that you have a bunch of people that are not people on there, and your user growth is basically negative, if that. And so they just took the brakes. All right, everybody can see everybody now. Everybody interact. We need to bump up numbers. And finally, Elon comes in and buys it out after the 2020 election.
Well, and it's funny
fuck.
the solution to the bot problem has apparently been to make better bots.
Yeah, kind of.
Because there's certainly no solution to the bot problem at this point. Everybody's
Well,
just accepted bots are
forcing
a
them
part
to
of
pay the
life now.
toll. Forcing them to pay the toll is a part of it. That cuts off all the ones who would do it for free. I mean, it is a market after all, and friction's only going to be part of the cost. Making new accounts, you can do it. But I mean, I'm sure you guys get the same kind of, some of the same kind of spam. Like, I get state actors coming after me with accounts from 2012. That is a massive investment, especially because they're immediately wasted on me.
Oh yeah.
I report that shit immediately. They're losing accounts from 2012, 15, 16, 17. This is all like in the last few days. Like these people, they come in, they try to honeypot me. They try to spearfish me, and they good luck, guys, because I have ADD and I don't have time for your shit, and I'm just gonna fucking report you anyway because you're not asking me legitimate questions like, hey, with 5 Ys, fuck off. Like it's just fuck off. Try better shit. They need to do better. I want to be entertained if I'm going to be harassed, and if you're not entertaining me, I'm just going to get rid of you. After that, my going rate is $20,000 an hour because fuck these people. But yeah, they waste that resource, which is a limited resource, of having an account with a year on it like that, because that's supposed to give them credibility. But then I of course see there's 3 posts and they're naked women. Or it's just some dumb shit about investing in Bitcoin or other stuff. Like the region blocks are going to be a kind of like return to monkey moment for us.
That's why my DMs aren't open.
Well, I closed off my DMs so I could get through my backlog. I had to go through so many fucking DMs just to get back to before Christmas.
Damn.
As of like a week or 2 ago. I cut off my DMs for like a week just to go through all that shit because I was getting rate limited. Get this. There's a rate limit on how many times you can report spam DMs so that the reporting system does not get spammed. Right. It's ironic, is it not?
That's very
your
funny.
Your spam reporting system does not have the capacity to withstand the slew of spam being sent to your users. That's trouble. And
that's
like the stuff's repetitive. The stuff is repetitive and stupid to the point where not only can you as a human instantly recognize it, but it is easily programmable as a template to recognize this shit. And they haven't recognized it for whatever dumb fuck reason. I don't know what they're training to do, what kind of friction-based thing. It's bullshit. They should just go, you know what, if you send this exact thing, like 50 other people have sent this one user, you get blocked or you get fucking deleted from the system. Not even like an appeal and suspension. Like, if you send a dumb message like that, and specifically like that, then you go away permanently.
Well, also, I remember when Elon took over Twitter too, like a few years ago. He was saying like he was going to make it easier for like small creators to get like monetized.
Yeah, that hasn't happened to me.
And well, it hasn't happened to me either. But like more of this, I know you see this because you and I see a lot of the same tweets. But it's like, here are the top 10 hottest actors from the 90s. Reply with your favorite one, and it's it's just like it's just easy interaction.
Thoughts?
It's just like easy interaction, but
Here's the other one. It's like, I think anybody who posts something on X and at the end ends it with, as a single sentence, thoughts with a question mark, or raise your hand if this, that, or the other, or has like 3 to 5 alarm bells surrounding some dumb shit or breaking. All of those types of posts should immediately be demonetized. All of them. Just that is.
I agree.
Like, are we in fucking kindergarten? Nobody raises. Like, what are you gonna do to raise your hand? Hit like, respond, give them money? Fuck off. Like this. Next, they're gonna be told to line up in the hallway on the right-hand side before we go into the classroom.
Well, that's when they start asking for mandatory IDs.
It's just like, And don't get me started on the whole fucking mandatory ID shit. Like this shit with Brazil and like 7 states here in the U.S. Like that is in the U.S. Specifically. That is such a free speech issue.
Yep.
It will get crucified in every circuit and SCOTUS, and I cannot wait for those cases to happen.
Yeah,
And like Arch Linux has already blocked Brazil from direct access to their systems because they have that dumb shit down there. And
well,
frankly, there used to be a time when Linux developers, core developers, would push an update that bricked Linux wherever these laws are going into effect, just to flex on them how stupid their laws are. Or better yet, for example, would probably do something like the really devious ones might do something, say in the Black Hat territory, like inject child porn links into the Cisco Linux on the routers inside the State Department. Not saying they should do that, and for fuck's sake, please don't make that kind of mess. That's not going to help the message. But there used to be a time where they would have that kind of balls, and it would work. Because, as I've told other people recently, when it comes to shit like copyright and the copy fraud trolls who go around fucking with people to do extortion,
Well,
you do not negotiate with terrorists. And these people are
here's a good
terrorists.
example. The Pirate Bay still exists, and
Oh, yeah.
probably always will.
Fuck yeah, Will.
Uh-huh.
And it should.
Yeah.
It is an example of when a market does not have solutions that are within the capacity of that market to provide legitimately. Legitimate customers will find a way to satisfy their needs outside of that legal market. And those are actual lost sales, not theoretical lost sales from the AA mafia.
well, and with and with all these companies saying that you don't own your digital media anyway,
Well, that's case law. You have every right, if you own the physical media in your house, you have every right to generate, through whatever technological means you wish, a private personal backup copy.
right?
As many of those as you wish. Although, if you have too many, they might say that's evidence of attempting to sell them. But that's more of a drug issue, not so much a piracy issue.
Right. No, but I just mean like if I go and buy
Well,
a
hold on. Just because I wanted 100 copies of
Yep.
Escape to LA,
It might be
I
a shit
like that
argument,
movie.
but it's an argument they'll pull.
Now he's gonna get me rated because I got all them. Look, sometimes the tape wears out.
but
No, you're right. No, I agree with you. This is why I used to make like 10 copies of DVDs for my personal use. And I
no,
still got a bunch of them wherever the fuck they are. But like, I clearly don't have intent to sell because those were made like 20 years ago. Unless I've got some kind of long ass pull on a market I don't know that exists. I'm hodling over here on my DVDs, which are probably gonna, at this point, probably are corrupted from just the die slowly deteriorating. M discs didn't exist back in 2005. Yeah, that shit's around. I mean, and it should be.
but yeah, I mean like if I buy like Escape from New York off of iTunes and like pay the full price to
You
buy it.
purchase a license. You purchased a license on iTunes. It's worse. Instead of having a license to enjoy the media, which is what a physical disc would give you, instead you have a license to stream the media to your device, save it in legally sanctioned, as in whatever the fuck they say, softwares or software available components.
Right.
And you do not, and that does not come with the right to then distribute it to your own devices as you will. It's whatever devices they say are you're allowed. So that it's read the contracts you sign, that boils down to.
Right. Yeah. So then at that point, like, so then that's kind of my point though, is like at that point, why, like, what's to keep people from not pirating at all? There's zero
Convenience.
Yeah,
And
there's zero
you're,
incentive other than convenience.
you're nail on the head there. So streaming actually greatly reduced the rate of piracy for the last like about 10 years. The reason why it is picking back up again is because of the fracturing of the market into windowed assets. So things like Disney putting shit back in the vault because dumb fuck reasons. I actually had a great conversation with a friend of mine about this. He kind of picked up on this, and he's finally coming around to my side on this stuff. Whereas he used to be, he's a Bernie bro. So, but we've also known each other practically since we were fetuses. So it's not like, you know, we're great friends on this. We can agree to disagree. We're functional adults. But we talk about this stuff, and he's finally coming around on the business side of it, talking about, you know, like streaming, all the price hikes and all the fracturing of the market and the artificial content restrictions they do, you know, and the asset locking. It's like, yeah, so this is why piracy exists in the first place, and why it's coming back is because these old legacy holdout dinosaur fucks have pried their way back into these markets that were new at the time, and now they're starting to squeeze again in the way they knew before, which is making everything stupidly inconvenient, which is why people are gonna abandon it again. Why should I be paying $150 a month for 10 different streaming services that don't give me anywhere near the content they used to, if that's the exact reason why I left cable in the first place?
Right? Yeah. I was just going to say that. I mean, they've basically rebuilt cable, except like much shittier because
they got bundling again, right? You
yeah.
go to this service and you're going to get these things unless they decide not to. But you don't get the other things that used to be there because they bundled it into another service. And then you have a meta service, which buys from both and rents it out so they can sell it to you directly. Why the fuck should anyone bother with this? That's yet another service I'd have to pay $10 to $15 a month for. Garbage.
And then good luck trying to cancel.
Well, too. Photoshop's a great example of that. Adobe, their license. If you ever try to cancel, like they have been trounced in court time and again.
Yeah,
but the legal fees are cheaper than fixing the contract.
Massachusetts actually passed a law about the way with Adobe subscriptions just this year.
But again, the legal fees associated with violating such laws or going to court and getting the contracts found void, which costs the customer the money, both of those are, including the lawyer fees on their end, it's all cheaper than the amount of money that gets sent in from people who are just so fucking done with it, they'll pay the extortion fee to get out of it.
I actually,
it's insane.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to pay the extortion fee because when I was in college, because of my major, I had all the Adobe stuff for
and you locked into the annual contract, right?
Yeah, but the school paid for it, so at the time it wasn't an issue at all. But as soon as I graduated,
he got you.
They got me, and worse yet, they didn't tell me. So, like, I had to pay.
Most companies have you do that stuff so that they can lock the students going through it into their platform as being what they know and what they will recommend at the places they get employed. What they haven't realized is if you fucking hate them after you've gotten through the experience of getting out of their system, you're going to not do that.
Right, which is exactly what I did, and so.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you haven't recommended any Adobe product since.
No, they can fuck off.
See, every company in my field that has anything to do with technology and colleges, like, they are all desperate to get students involved in them so that they can have them recommend the platforms they learned on when they get out into the workforce.
It was funny because I was even sent like a survey by Adobe of what before I.
He fucked you in the ass. Tell us about it.
Yeah. How did it feel at 3 inches? How did it feel at 5?
On a
No,
scale of 1 to 10, how raw were you afterwards?
no,
Agree or disagree with this statement? I like getting fucked by Adobe.
no,
Disagree.
If you had to get fucked again, would you go with the original water-based lubricant or with the new and enhanced silicone?
it was so a couple of my friends and I actually we sent each other the answers of like the survey, and the number one thing that everyone said on the survey was we just wanted to be able to buy the products from Adobe outright. Like,
Yeah, that doesn't make them enough money. You can
yeah,
see the same thing happened with Windows when they tried to push everyone onto Microsoft 365. And the reason why they have failed at that is because so many people in tech are way smarter than the people that Adobe gets to work over the coals.
oh yeah, no,
So
I
they're just
had
not going to put up with it. And so they tell them, no, we're going to move to something else that's open source. And they freak out and they go, okay, you can have Microsoft Office 2023.
I had cracked editions of Photoshop
Right.
for years.
And they were cheaper,
Well,
as
yeah,
in free. And here's the thing is even if the license server somehow fucked up and you got and it's just like, okay, it's deactivated, you can't use it anymore, you just reinstall it. Like it's the pain in the ass that is in your day is so much cheaper than dealing with Adobe. And if Adobe would figure this out, they would
yeah.
have more customers, and it would make everybody want to use them instead of hate them and use them at their least at the very minimum of their convenience.
Yeah, and now from what I'm seeing now, they're adding in their AI swap tools, which I don't know if this is true, but like supposedly they're charging extra on top of the subscription
I could
already
imagine no reason why they
Yes.
wouldn't.
Yes, there
that.
are
So
services that cost extra to use AI within Adobe. Yes.
You know what's fun to do is you go into Acrobat Reader and you pull up anything that's longer than a page, let alone a paragraph, and it tries to spam you with let's summarize your shit. So it doesn't actually do anything. It's not like it flags anyone. It's just an automated response built into the fine tuning. But you just open up something that it definitely is definitely not corporate friendly, and just watch the thing get upset at you. And obviously it's like arguing with an AI. There's 0 point to it. Like it's literally just spinning your own wheels. So like
That's
who,
why
I
I
don't
argue
understand
with
why he
Grok in
enjoys it.
public, so that at least people will witness it.
Yeah, but anyway. You and bats, dude. Just fucking. I'm gonna argue it in public. Why the fuck would you do that? You changed nothing about it.
Because that's
it does,
Mac.
it will tell you it agrees with you, and it's definitely gonna do something, and it doesn't. I mean, fuck, my dad figured that one out on his own, it was funny because I was talking with him about it, and he was trying to identify the model of a pair of binoculars he had, and he was trying to use Grok to find it, and it told him where to look, and it wasn't there, and it's because it wasn't actually there. It was a different part of it, and so he finally finds it on his own, and tells Grok, by the way, update this, which of course it can't fucking do in the first place because it's static.
Yeah.
And so it tells him, of course, I've sent this along, which is bullshit because it didn't do anything like that. And then he's just like, this just tells you what I want to hear, doesn't it? I said, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
But it doesn't always tell you what you want to hear because I keep asking it to tell me who Max Wolf is, and it won't.
Well, that's because you're intentionally doing that shit.
What?
I get it. I get it. There are intellectual exercises which are fun to articulate on your own.
you
Kind
do
of
you
like
want-
when it first came out with the ability to generate images. I went on there and I said, you know what, red-blooded man moment. Show me a woman with a large rack, right? Just like, I know this is corporate unfriendly, I'm going to go ahead and stress test their filter right now.
Yep.
And by God, I got several of them, and several more of them, and several of all of the sum total also got removed automatically. And I was told they were a problem. And I said, God damn it, why? I came on here as a paying customer. I said I want to see women of a fantastic nature, and you provided them up until a point. Mind you, they were all clothed, which I did not ask for otherwise. I was not specific. But at the end of the day,
You were better than me that way.
at the end of the day, several of them apparently were of too naughty a nature, which is hilarious because of those it chose to remove, they were probably in the middle of a pack.
Did any of the women with a rack have antlers?
No. I did not say rack. I did not say rack. I did specify the body part.
Oh, okay.
So
The
that would have been very funny, though. I said
That's why I asked.
And I didn't say like just by themselves. I said doing some kind of mundane task, like walking through a field or playing a piano. Like I went ahead. I was a little more classy about it than just I want to see softcore porn on my phone.
Hmm.
But at the same
Well,
time,
that's your
like
problem. You should.
again, like
Sometimes you just want to see Bob and Vagine.
look, if I'd said that, it probably would have sent me a very different variety of woman.
Yeah, Indian.
I agree.
well, look for a while. For a while, it was letting me like fan cast different like actors in Shadows of Deception movie posters, but then it finally said that like it could not. It wouldn't let me fan cast Scott Eastwood because of copyright violations or something like.
That's not a copyright violation. At worst, you're talking about what's it? The use of a public figure, like use of name and likeness.
Yeah, pretty much. But it did let me. It didn't let me tweak it a bit, and it's like, well, something similar to. So.
Well, it's the same reason. If you just use a default rap voice on Suno, you will get something that sounds like mumble rap, and that's because all the big time rappers have refused to allow AI usage of their music.
Bass.
You can't get it to sound like Eminem or anything like that because.
Oh, so you're saying you'd have to train it on your own.
Yeah, you'd have to train it on your own. And by the way, if you upload music that is copywritten, it recognizes it and deletes it immediately too.
Well, how do they know?
Because they have a copyright detector.
Right. So that's the thing is
you got to get around it. I'm aware.
I'm just saying Righthaven versus Hoenn. The whole LVRJ saga of Mark Rendatzik going after Righthaven. The series of blunders which put court precedent that if it is in the public interest, there is fair use precedent for the wholesale copying and distribution of works without commentary. In whole. Just saying, it's a Ninth Circuit thing. If there was a Fifth Circuit case that was looking like it might cause a split, which would have been hilarious because SCOTUS might have agreed. We don't have it yet. But if you're out there in the PNW or California and you feel like just copying something and there's public interest in it, that can't just be your friend. There has to be real public interest. But if there's public interest in it, kind of covered.
Well, California's in trouble because they going back to the whole thing with the ID, they're one of the states that I guess passed the ridiculous like require ID at like boot, thing.
Yep. Yes, it did. That goes into effect January 27, I think. January 1st, 27.
Yeah, that's not gonna get. There's no way that's ever going to get challenged in court whatsoever. Not at all.
Like I said, there's like 7 states that have it. that have the same kind of shit. California's just one in the middle of the pack. And they cross circuit barriers. So there is likely to not only be pretty much immediate swatting of this shit out of the law books via First Amendment grounds, but if they happen to, in any of these circuits, get a case to the appellate, there will be a split. It's it's virtually guaranteed.
Well,
There's good judges that have been put in by Trump, and the Congress did a good job blocking appointments under Biden and at the ass end of Obama. So a lot of good judges have been put in. Relatively good judges have been put in at the appellate level. So if there's going to be a circuit split, great. Right now is a reasonable time to have that show up at SCOTUS.
And it's going to, not just for privacy reasons, but also like for national security reasons.
Well, no shit at that point. Well, here's the thing: it's like a router runs on Linux.
Yeah.
There's no login. Like the user, the super user, is root. Root is the operating system. It does not have an age, and if it did have a fucking age, it's from when you installed it, which means for 18 years it's too young to drink, or sorry, too young to vote. For 21 years, it's too young to drink.
Right.
For 35 years, it's too young to be president. And it's a fucking operating system on a fucking router. The people who wrote these bills are not as smart as they think they are.
Well, the people who wrote the bills are boomers who don't understand technology.
Yeah.
That's where there's a point of contention. It's not just the boomers, it's their Gen Z cohorts writing it for them.
Right, but our point that we've been pointing out is so many people making the votes on these tech bills don't even know how to use the tech that they're voting on and writing bills.
Correct.
And that has to change.
I think they should have to prove that they understand what the fuck they're talking about beforehand, and it should be from a panel of industry experts, all of whom have popcorn and rotten fruit. So that when they fuck up, they get pelted. They should also have NBA quarterbacks on standby to hand the rotten fruit to. Because I want to see these dumb fucks get a full face of tomato. Like, it should hit them so fucking hard that for the next month they come in with a black eye, and everyone knows that's the retard who thought that IP address meant where their postal office is.
I'm laughing.
Ted the Tube Stevens, right? Hank capsized the island Johnson. These people do not belong in Congress. And the faster we are able to mock them out of office, the better.
Yeah, and I mean, Mitch McConnell pretty much had a stroke. What is...
That guy needs to be in hospice.
Fuck that goddamn turtle.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who the fuck he is, let alone where he is.
And he gets to vote on how our tax money's spent. Isn't that lovely?
If you can't propel your own goddamn wheelchair to Senate
the guy doesn't even know what a vote is.
Fuck
He doesn't even understand the concept of a vote.
Facts.
He's so far fucking gone. Like, the guy, if he wasn't told to breathe, he'd probably fucking forget.
Yeah.
Good God.
You don't forget the cocaine, though.
There's not enough to keep that guy animated. I bet you if you look real close when he's pressing the button to vote...
That don't mean he don't still love it.
If you look at his hand as he's voting in Congress, there's probably a stick attached to the wrist.
Yeah. Term limits, folks.
Dude, seriously. And a competency test. Like, you might be able to vote for somebody as a retard, but you shouldn't be able to take the office as one.
Hey, now. What if I want to run?
Then go outside and move your legs, man.
Uphill both ways in the snow, barefoot.
Only America could a retard like me run for office.
Well, to be
I heard
fair,
it's running down the block. You better go after it.
well to be fair, Max, you could like Fetterman set a great precedent for you because
Fetterman
proved-
ran right after he had a stroke.
not only that, but he also proved that like you can wear hoodies in Congress and no
Right,
one will.
Oh, dude, I'd wear a hoodie in Congress. Fuck that shit.
I'm gonna have a
I'm
congressional
showing up
hoodie.
in pajamas. Showing up in PJs until there is something worth showing up in a suit for.
Well, I'd keep it a little more formal than PJs. You know, nice set of jeans and a hoodie.
You know what? I want a U.S. Constitution hoodie.
That's what I'll do. I will sew my fucking PJs out of multiple U.S. flags. And should I dare to allow the cuff of my trousers to leak past the back end of my sandal and touch the ground, I will happily retire my pants. Right there and then. I will fold them up, cut out the stars to hand out to my kids, to my nieces and nephews, as you know, as you're supposed to do when you're retiring a flag. It's a solemn ceremony. I will neatly fold the remains, gently place them on top of a pre-lit bonfire, and there goes the flag. Following flag code the whole way through. Until then, they will have every last fucking skid mark I need to leave behind.
I want to point out, though, Afro Man was wearing those today.
Good for him.
I mean, he was rocking it.
I hope he was. Good job. That is the kind of tone you need to set.
That's right. No, he shouted out the First Amendment. Very patriotic speech
Fuck
after
yeah.
he won. Check it out. It's all over Twitter now. His victory speech is worth watching. It's like a minute long.
On the to-do list, man. Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Also, I think I think Evan reported this when I was on the show. I also saw that that the company that made the Eat the Bugs, you know, that company, they
Yes, the European company that farmed the insects for eating the bugs.
I've got great news for you. You're not going to have to eat the bugs anymore, buddy, because they
Turns out the customer is always right on some things.
Couldn't even pay me enough.
Now this has got to tell you something, because I guarantee you Sinclair could have sold bugs to America. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh,
The jungle was the entry point. You're already eating them anyway. But no, these dumbass motherfuckers have to go the hippie route. You're not gonna eat chips, you're gonna eat chirps. The fuck I am. Hop along, asshole. Like seriously, there's legitimate uses that they could have made. Legitimate use cases they could have made for supplementing protein deficits with processed bug protein that would remove the horribly allergenic chitin particles. There is a way to screen out the protein and process it, probably akin to tofu, as an output product, but without the phytoestrogens you get from soy.
Yeah.
There is bug muscle, which has bug protein, which is not allergenic, which is a good protein source, yes. Is it a replacement protein source? Fuck no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. It is a supplement at best. It's like let me put it like this. It's like only eating whey isolate, the workout protein, instead of eating steaks and so on. That's a terrible diet. Like it's god awful. Like there's other stuff you need in food, and when you try to like screen out the rest of it and only provide this little bit of the product, it's god awful and unhealthy. It's like vegans where they don't eat enough proteins of the right variety, they don't get the right amino acids in, and they all have massive protein deficits, and their brains shrink by 2%, and they all go fucking nuts. And after 5 years, almost invariably, and it's great because all this shit's still on YouTube recorded. Every fad wave of veganism is followed 5 years later by a fad wave of why I'm no longer a vegan. And it's almost invariably because either they saw their friends got sick and they stopped ahead of time, or their doctor told them to go eat some fucking meat. Like
Well,
they get prescribed steaks.
well,
Fucking idiots.
well, that's the problem too with the bug thing. Is it's just like the vegan. It's the vegan thing. It's like it's
It's the
starting
wrong
out.
mix.
It's a moral fagging thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the other thing is whatever outcome might have actually seen a boom in people consuming bug proteins, immediately ruined by the retards that surrounded it like a cloud of pests.
Yeah.
Speaking of bugs, let's talk about the bug people surrounding the bugs. Like, good God, just could you think of a worse advertisement? I mean, the same thing is going on with the Beyond Meats or the I Can't Believe It's Not Meats, whatever the fuck the rest of them are called.
Oh yeah. Well, and then also like celebrity endorsements too. It's like what was it? Robert Downey Jr. was like,
Right.
In the whole bug. It's like, well, I know you're not going to be eating the bug stuff with with the rest of us, plebs.
I mean, you never go full retard, man.
No.
Oh shit.
No.
For how batshit crazy and hippy dippy liberal left the actors are from that movie, Tropic Thunder is a fucking classic.
It's
like their great portrayal of like the
way.
extremes of like Republican that they produced in that, like just fucking Tom Cruise's character, man.
I watched that movie again recently. Like that movie still holds up extremely well.
Yeah, I
too.
bet.
So
The other movie that I just rewatched after probably almost 5-6 years of not watching it was The Interview.
Mm-hmm.
Laughed my ass off.
yeah. Oh yeah, the Kim Jong Il.
Yep, the Kim Jong Un movie. Yep.
Yeah. But by the way, like no one cared at the Oscars this year, like at all.
The viewership was down to like 17 million from 34 million the previous year.
They had the Oscars.
Like that. Yeah, the viewership halved over the last. So between this year and last year.
I didn't even know there was enough movies last year to have a fucking award show. That's how much I pay attention.
Normally, I just see people talking about how stupid it was on X or Twitter, and I go, "Oh, that happened again." I think most people are at that point.
Yeah.
God, imagine having one of those things every year. They're always boring.
We at least have the Timmy Awards.
Same message every time.
Well, yeah, that's a good award show.
It's the best award show.
I know that. I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And a joke and a news item that you'll be able to hear me give in this coming week's episode of the Fake Untitled podcast. I saw Kat Bugazalala, or whatever the fuck her name is. She lost her primary race, which means that once again she got tossed out on her ass.
Good.
That's the only reason anyone knows who she is because she got fucking tossed on the ground by the one Ice Leo, and then she lost the primary.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. That was hilarious too. Was the happy thing?
She campaigned on that, and then she lost her primary. Fucking amazing.
No, I was laughing so hard yesterday because I saw the Happy St. Patrick's Day from from ice.
Oh, that is like a Chinese man incorrect on an escalator. That is wrong on so many levels.
Max is
Liberals could get mad about some of the trolling that the Trump administration is doing, except on account of the fact that I remember the red speech from Biden where he declared that I was not American.
Right.
So, as I understand it, it's just a little trolling, guys. What, you can't take it?
Oh, fucking lightweights.
It's like I said when I do my zombie meathead costume this year. None of those people are going to be upset because they thought dead Charlie Kirk was funny, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, shoot. With the way things are going, Max, and the way the news cycle, progresses. If you did zombie meathead, I doubt anyone would really get that much upset because.
Well, that's not my fault. The Halloween comes but once a year, and then he died after it. Are you saying I should wait for another famous liberal to die and then dress up as that person instead?
Yes.
But I feel like I don't know. I feel like I could do zombie meathead.
How about do both?
I feel like I got the mustache, you know. I could get some denims and then put all kinds of horrible slice marks all over me.
Get some what?
Fake blood.
You're not going near that tramp, are you?
And just say, "Hey, Arch." Yeah? Surely they couldn't be mad because they dressed up as Charlie Kirk. So, I get it. It's fun to be disrespectful, right?
Let's get a hold of this man over here talking about simping for denims. Different direction.
Speaking of simping, someone so I've not paid much attention to this internet drama, but apparently Ethan Ralph got arrested again, and then Mersh picked up the side chick that Ralph was dating is a very loose term.
Attempting to mouth rape probably would be the right one.
Yes. So there's
no. It's funny though, because anybody troll him. I've legitimately don't think I've ever heard anybody get fucking Ralph as angry as Craig. He just starts ranting about him randomly with no contact for years sometimes.
He does do that. Now, I'll say this. I don't know what beef... I got some inkling of the beef you and Mersh have. But ever since he's dropped his abusive relationship with Fat Ass, he's been doing a whole lot better, as far as I get. I used to just think of him as like the extra gay Harvey Fierstein. Just imagine Harvey Fierstein under the desk in Independence Day screaming at his mom on the phone. That used to be the vibe I got from him. And then he's between that and the horse seizures from having strokes. I genuinely hope he figures out a way to find a doctor or something and undo whatever the hell he did to himself.
No,
he's been doing pretty damn good ever since he broke up with Ethan.
I don't know.
I think he's on a tear because he had his whoever the hell his buddy was get him, get the FOIA request in, and he had that footage right away.
Okay.
There was an arrest. There was body cam from the arrest, and look at that. It's a fat racist. Oh well, fat drunk racist who tried to start a fight. from an imagine he perceives a person at the airport to be someone he didn't like by name. I don't know who the fuck it was, but someone he didn't like. And apparently that was enough for him to start shoving people and then toddle off to try to escape consequences for his actions again. Just a fucking wreck of a person.
As usual.
Yeah, the way I see him these days is entirely by other people telling me about his dumbass. I am glad to know so little about his life at this point.
Oh yeah, no.
Although every once in a blue moon, somebody will send me a clip where he's bitching about you. That's why I said that. Every once in a blue moon, there's like a clip of him randomly, something triggers him about you.
I'll get sent a message that says like he's talking about you again. It's like,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
I hope he did.
And
yeah,
I'm usually like, okay, but he says that all the time. It's the same old fucking story.
I'm glad he did. I hope that makes him feel better. He lives in Mexico. That sucks for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live in Mexico.
Yeah,
I
well,
love
Mexico's nice to
Mexico's
visit.
great. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of great places in Mexico, but I wouldn't want to live there.
I wouldn't want to live there in a tin shack. Fuck no.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty nice down Puebla and shit, but like,
right. Again, though, like if I'm there, I wouldn't want to live there as an expat. Like this would not be a good vibe. I mean,
well, no.
I'm glad that I'm privileged in that I can still live in the United States where I was born.
Yeah. Well, no,
by my choice.
And that's the same thing with me, and that's the same thing with me and Mersh. I don't have a beef with him anymore. He brings.
But he was nice to you, Sam.
He brings me up randomly on occasion, and
To be fair, the last time that I am aware of, which is in relatively recent history, the reason why you were brought up at all was not his doing. In fact, I believe he was spammed with the same attention-seeking behavior that I was.
Yep. And he responded to it, and he made some false statements about somebody. So I don't care how good you think he's doing. Fuck Mersh.
Look, you can separate present actions and previous actions, or present actions and present actions.
Present actions of a fucking week ago, bro.
I'm just saying that
it's not the past. Just because he responded to the attention seeker, I'm not gonna sit here and give Mersh credit. Fuck Mersh.
Just saying that I wouldn't shoot the messenger on this one. He came forward with the FOIA video, and it was hilarious. And that's basically the end of it.
I didn't see any video, so I guess that's where my. But I do know that Mersh is a lying, fat, slandering piece of shit.
Mm.
So I know that.
No burying the hatchet there, then.
Bro, what am I gonna buddy up with him? I'm like friendly with Pot Awful, so he's already would hate me anyway. I don't care.
I don't know all of these relationships. I'm really glad I don't.
I'm
happy that you're certain and happy with your certainty.
Well, I'm not like. I don't talk to Jesse. I'm just a fan. And
I know. I'm not saying you're like in his fucking wheelhouse.
By being a fan and reposting Jesse's stuff, Mersh is inherently not going to like me. But he did not have to fucking say some shit about Sam, and he didn't have to say anything about me, and you want to blame it on the other guy, that's fine. But fuck Mersh.
I don't know. He's responsible for his words. That's why I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you repost somebody else's words, you're responsible for that too, when you agree with it. So.
Sure.
Oh, fuck Cog too, by the way. That fucking rapist.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sucks.
Well, I mean, that's what both his actual brothers said.
Oof. That's not good.
Yeah. Well, but he wants to talk about other people, don't you know?
Well, he basically makes a living speaking about fat ass and living in Mexico, so I don't know how many more years he's going to be able to squeeze out of that venture.
He's not squeezing it now, let's be real. But I don't. That doesn't concern me none. I don't care about the health of their fucking bank accounts. I just think they're both pieces of shit.
Well, and that
Yeah.
I also don't try to ruin people that I don't like. Like, I don't root against their success or anything like that, because oftentimes it's very funny when they get it.
Oh yeah, I mean, some people think
And they
that
ruin it for
everyone's rooting for them
themselves.
to die, and it's very much to the contrary. Usually, it's they exist largely at this point for the entertainment of others, and so it'd be really tragic if they did pass away. I mean, that's a sad clown lifestyle, but there it is.
But I'm just, hey, if people are, shit talking's back on the menu. I've been dropping my tracks, talking my shit. It seems like, people want to duck me. That's fine.
well, yeah, there seems to be a lot of that these days.
That's right. But hey, people speak ill of me. I don't usually respond, but you speak ill of my fucking homie Sam here, and I got some words for it.
Facts.
And you don't like that I got words for it. Cry. Go cry and scream and lie and all that shit you do. Ain't nobody got time for you.
Well, those people are just jealous of.
I gotta say this. I'm actually really impressed that you were capable of using Discord like a full year before it existed.
It's
and
crazy,
that the
right?
themes for the application that you used matched the theme of today and not of a year before it existed. Quite impressive.
Yeah, that's because the story keeps changing, though. That's all.
Of course. But I mean, I've also heard you're a time traveler, so you were able to time
right.
travel and.
I'm
Well,
a time
as-
traveler, and also, Sam, I have the ability to exist independently in somebody's mind forever.
I'm the robot, and even I can't time travel.
Well, you know who can? Ali Alexander. Ali Alexander. And he's a pedophile. Therefore, you must also, by some manner, be associated by at least that one link with a pedophile.
Well, I've been told I travel through
In
time,
theory.
but I don't remember it.
That's very different because he remembers it explicitly, so I guess it's not correct then.
Meh.
Very strange.
Now, I do know that I exist independently in people's heads for years and years and years after I've stopped associating or talking with them or about them. But, look, not every superpower is flying. Some superpowers are just tormenting people long after you're done with them.
Sounds like a monkey paw lost a finger. Didn't even curl up, it just got cut off.
Well, Max, as I've been told, sometimes you never know the impact you're going to have on someone, even if you're just two ships crossing in the night.
That's right. And also, you gotta walk up and say, "Yo, bitches, we fucking know what? Go check out my banger on Suno, the album coming soon."
Now, is your album going to be on Spotify?
Yes, sir. Spotify, iTunes, and anywhere you would stream music pretty soon.
Dope. Go and while we're showing once again, pick up American Inferno audiobook coming soon, available now in paperback and ebook, and also if you are so inclined and you like the book, please leave a review. It really helps. Especially if you buy the book and then review it. That like really helps.
Awesome.
You know, it's interesting. Max's brother once asked me to review his book. Actually, it was by proxy. It must have still been him though, but it was by proxy that I was asked to do a review for that book. I still have not reviewed that book yet. But I did warn the authors of that book that if I was ever so forced to do so, it would be in the style of a Haribo Gummy Bears review, which I did leave for the Zoe Quinn book. I left a Haribo Gummy Bears style review for that book, which, you know, if it costs me time, it's gonna have some dedication put into it. And I'm not above going out and finding other outlets where said authors might have critiqued in the past to leave some reviews.
And since we're chilling, as long as I have decent weather on Friday night, Bits and Bones Friday night, 10 p.m. EST.
And it is worth saying a big thank you to everybody that bought American Inferno already.
Yeah, like my god, like 10 copies in the first week, which is really good. So
nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, thanks to Steve and Evan for having me on the Fake Until I Want podcast the other night.
Thanks to Sam for replacing me, because I had to get my ass to bed, which, as it's 1:11 a.m., I should probably do now too.
Yeah, we should probably wrap this up.
We started late, but yeah,
fair
as well. But yeah, Bits and Bones Friday night, and then
we'll probably talk about the DLSS 5 stuff and a couple other things.
And then
Black Desert Online or something like that.
I will be back in my regular location on Monday, so there will be a Monday show this week, hopefully, and then
there should be some stream of sandwich makers featuring Right to Offend Radio this week as well. Nothing real fancy. She's gonna go back to crafting.
Dope.
But yeah, more of that.
So,
and then we'll be here next Wednesday as always.
Yep. So like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff, friends, and thanks for tuning in.
The right to offend is not